First Stoop, what's poppin' with you? It's your boy Sim. And I meant for some of that music to continue playing in the background, but you know what? I brought up the wrong screens. Matter of fact, let me switch over to the screen I meant to bring up. There we go. Now I got some music playing in the background. What's poppin' with you guys, man? Tonight we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Some fun stuff to talk about, so we're gonna jump right into it. I got my man Guillermo here in the chat. I got my homeboy E from the OT show here in the chat with us, and whoever else is gonna join is gonna jump in with us, man. So we're gonna go ahead and do this, and you know, just get talking. So let me bring these guys back over here. You know what I mean? Guillermo, what's popping, man?
Good, Sim. Working hard, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling, man. And this is my boy E here. You guys really just met. E, what's going on with you, bro?
What's up, bro?
Hey, man, not much, bro. Trying to stay away from the Rona, man.
I feel you on that one. I feel you on that one. You know what I'm saying? With everything that's going on. But luckily, E is in Maryland with me. So, you know, it's been going down in Maryland. But you never know. You know what I'm saying? Things really, really open back up. Just this weekend, stores open back up, some restaurants open back up, so we can see how that really goes. You know what I'm saying? We can see how that really goes. I don't know. What'd you say?
Hey, look, I'm gonna let them have it. I'm not going back out there.
I feel you, man. I feel you. I think that mask might be a new part of my wardrobe for a little while. Even if they say you don't need the mask anymore, it's probably still gonna be a part of my wardrobe for a little while. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Cause you just don't know, man. You just never know.
I think for the next 5 to 10 years, it's definitely gonna be a fashion staple.
No doubt about that. Ain't no doubt about that. It's already been, you know, picked up by, you know, some of these big whoever, you know what I'm saying, making masks and whatnot. So, you know.
Hey, we got OT show masks coming soon.
I got a Nothing But Nicks and a Front Stoop. Matter of fact, I got a Nothing But Nicks mask on my website already. I just did it yesterday. No doubt about it. And I'm gonna make a Front Stoop mask too. Say hip hop. It's gonna say Hip Hop Society and Life on it. Soon enough.
You already know.
You know what I'm saying? But look, man. Let's get in. Let's talk about this whole thing going on with J.Cole and Noname. I know you guys heard about it today. Everything that's going on. Did you hear the song?
Yeah, I heard it.
I heard the song too.
Yeah. Now, do you know where everything is originating from?
I'm gonna take a stab. You guys probably know more than me, but was it like I heard that she responded or sent something, I guess, to him and Kendrick Lamar regarding social justice or something like that? And that's where this all started.
So this is what happened. JJP, what's popping with you, bro?
What's up, JJP?
So this is what happened. Back in May, well, just a couple weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, she sent out a tweet. She said, "Poor black folks all over the country are putting their bodies on the line in protest for our collective safety, and y'all favorite top-selling rappers not even willing to put a tweet up. She said, niggas' whole discographies be about black plight, and they're nowhere to be found." Right, so that's what
I got a question though. Who is she?
Noname.
Literally, and yeah, Noname. Who the hell are you to be?
Right, Noname.
Come on, dude.
You can't show a face to your tweet though.
so she's like like that's her rapper name. So they know
she's a Noname too. Don't worry about it.
They know who she is. She's like, I mean, she's got pictures with both of those guys. Well, she's got pictures with J. Cole. Most people assume she's talking about Kendrick Lamar too, right?
Yeah.
She's got pictures with him too. I mean, she's been out there. She's really active. If you go on her social media stuff, she's really active on social media. What she does outside of that, I can't really attest to. She's like a neo-soul rapper, something like that. You know what I mean? Neo-soul singer / rapper or something. So, you know, she is an active person, right? I can't say that she's not. She is an active person. And so J. Cole dropped the song Snow on the Bluff. I'm not going to play it because of copyright, but I'm pretty sure you guys, everyone's heard it.
Yep.
And when he dropped the song, obviously, you know, the internet took over. And it was just a media firestorm for J.Cole. Someone who usually stays out of the media, you know, for the most part, you know, kind of stays kind of quiet to himself a little bit. This one didn't work out for him, though. You know what I mean? And I'm going to read the lyrics. I'm going to read the lyrics so that you can, for those who haven't heard the song, can hear or, yeah, you know, hear exactly what he said. All right, so he said, niggas be thinking I'm deep, intelligent, fooled by my college degree. My IQ is average. There's a young lady out there, she's way smarter than me. I scrolled through a timeline in these wild times and I started to read. She mad at these crackers, she's mad at these capitalists, mad at these murder police. She mad at my niggas. She mad at our ignorance. She wears her heart on her sleeve. She mad at the celebrities. Low key, I be thinking she's talking about me. Now, I ain't no dummy to think I'm above criticism. So when I see something that's valid, I listen. But shit, it's something about the queen tone, and I think that's what got a lot of ladies upset, right? It's something about the queen tone that's bothering me. She strike me as somebody blessed enough to grow up in conscious environment with parents that know about the struggle for liberation, and in turn, they provide her with a perspective and awareness of the system and unfairness that afflicts them, and the clearest understanding of what we got to do to get free. And frustration that fills her words seems to come from the fact that most people don't see. Just because you woke and I'm not, that shit ain't no reason to talk like you better than me. How you gonna lead when you attacking the very same niggas that you really need the shit that really do need the shit that you saying? Instead of conveying your holier, come help us get up to speed. Shit, it's a reason it took like 200 years for our ancestors just to get freed. These shackles be locking the mental way more than the physical. I look at freedom trees, can't grow a forest like overnight. Hit the ghetto and slowly start planting your seeds. Fuck is the point of you preaching your message to those that already believe what you believe? I'm on some fuckery tweet. Most people is sheep. You got all the answers, but how you gonna reach? If I could make one more suggestion respectfully, I would say it's more effective to treat people like children, understanding the time and love and patience that's needed to grow. This change is inevitable, but ain't none of us seen this before. Therefore, we just gotta learn everything as we go. I struggle with thoughts on the daily. I feel like a slave that somehow done saved enough coins to buy his way up out of slavery. Thinking just maybe in pursuit to make life so much better for me and my babies, I done betrayed the very same people that look at me like I'm some kind of hero because of the zeros that's next to the commas. But look here, I promise I'm not what you think. Ran into this nigga outside of the store yesterday. He said something that had me like, wait. He was like, Cole, appreciate what you've been doing, my nigga. That's real. But damn, why I feel faker than snow on the bluff? Well, maybe because deep down I know I ain't doing enough. So obviously, and you know, I didn't read it in rhyme like the song.
Yeah,
so go listen to the song.
Sing it just like the song, bro. I was disappointed, man.
I don't have it memorized. I don't have it memorized like I got, you know.
He didn't give you the cadence though.
Nah, he didn't put the beat on or nothing, man. This was terrible, son. I'm disappointed.
Hey, I never claimed to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I never claimed to be a rapper, so you know, that ain't me. But anyway. Okay, queen tone. Maybe they can get upset at that. I don't know. But to me, I don't get it. I don't understand what people was upset at. Somebody explain it to me.
First of all, this is the woke eating the woke. Whenever you have a crowd of people who honestly all they do is complain and talk. You know, these wokedivists. J. Cole messed up by entering into that realm and speaking to a whole bunch of. This is the same Noname that was pissed that all her audiences were white. I mean, like, who is she? And I'm not saying that she doesn't have positive music, whatever, but who the hell is she to tell anybody how to speak, how to do things in the community, right? There are a lot of people who don't talk, who do a lot of things in the community. A lot of people who do talk, who do nothing, right? So for the simple fact she wants that, she's obviously emotional. I like people who are of substance. And the thing about J. Cole, like you told me earlier today, J. Cole does stuff behind the scenes, even though I don't put any value into anything these guys do as like them being leaders or anything. But if they do something that's for the hood or for the people, I give them credit. And J. Cole, I mean, look, he's become the new Taylor Swift where like any person he has like a little beef with or something, he turns it into a song and it's just cute for a few weeks. Oh, okay, J. Cole. It's that type of low-hanging fruit stuff. You know what I mean? So it's cornball stuff. Like she's sitting here she mentioned J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, right? Why don't you name the label? Why don't you talk about your label owners who won't do ish, who are probably there promoting some of the most negative stuff since you're all about image and I said, why don't you blame them? Why are you coming at J. Cole unless it's for attention, for you getting, come on, dude. She's a cornball. And everybody's like, oh, he's misogynist. Why? Because he's talking to a woman? Because he's criticizing a woman for something she's done wrong? Because he's the same women that say, oh, black men do this or men, you can't. And then when they're in their late 30s or 40s, so I wish men don't want to, blah, blah, blah. Men don't want to talk to us. Man, it's like, dogs. Like, what the F are you talk? Like, just, I don't know. This stuff is just emotional garbage.
I'll say this. She, I don't see that she said anything about it, right? It's been all just whoever, I guess, people, fans that said anything about it. No, but she initially
criticized J. Cole, right?
Yeah, the initial, well, she didn't say any names, but you can assume. You can assume that she's talking about J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. She could be talking about other people, too. She could be talking about Nas. Who knows? You know?
That's true.
You know, but... Okay, so he put it out there in a song. I don't know, what's the song? You know, 3 minutes long. And a lot of what he's... You know, I mean, he started off really kind of big up in her for, you know, the knowledge that she does have. It says, you know, I don't got that kind of knowledge.
Hey, son, let me get in for a minute. You know where he went wrong too? Where he kind of belittled himself in the beginning, which I didn't like. Like he put himself down to kind of like build her up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, nah, dude, Cole, you okay, bro? Don't do that, man. I didn't like that, man. He put himself down to build her up, and
I agree.
Yeah, I get it. I know what he's trying to do to like trying to put the awareness to her. But nah, dude, you've been doing your part, man. But you know what that shows in Cole though? Insecurity, son.
I agree. I agree with that.
Insecurity from J. Cole?
Yeah, it shows insecurity with Cole though, man. Because Cole's bigger than that though, dog. Like he's bigger than that. And he put himself in like a vulnerability state to be like, well, you know, I might not be as woke as dude. You living your life and you living, you saying what you see in your perspective as a black man, and can't nobody criticize that because you saying what you see in your perspective.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I don't feel no way about it.
You know, and I mean, I agree. You know, when you talk about the insecurity part, you know, you can kind of hear at the end a little bit, right? Where it's like, you know, why do I feel fake? You know, probably because I know I'm not doing enough. Whatever. But you know, listen, any ladies that's out there, call in. I want to know what you think. I see Carrie's Crib is in the building. Big shout out to you. I want to know what you think, right? You can call in. Let us know what you think. You know, I see a couple of tweets. She said, you know, talking too bold about her to have been silent thus far. But see, that's my thing, right? Is a tweet going to move the paradigm? No, it's not.
No.
You know what I mean? Is a tweet going to move the paradigm? How about you know the $100,000 that you know he raised with his Dreamville Foundation for the kids in Fayetteville, or you know the Dreamville Foundation with the program that they have to help some of those kids in Fayetteville do some of the things that they're doing, right? And you go on their website and learn all about it. What about that? You know what I'm saying? Why? I mean,
Doesn't he have like a street name after him for that? Does he have like a street name after him for that?
Yes, yeah, something like that. So I mean, is a tweet worth more than doing those type of things in your community?
She's emotional. That's what they. I'm not saying all whatever, but you have a lot of people. Like I've heard stupid things from a lot of women who are black women who are so called in the wokeosphere, where they'll say stuff like, "Oh man, you're now on the front lines." Blah 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 blah, and I'm like, wait, are you serious? First of all, I don't go to protests, but when I see them, I see a whole bunch of black men, whatever, and it's like they like all the not all of them, but there's a group of women who like all the emotional, empty, garbage rhetoric, where it's just talk, post up the fist and all this other crap, and it's like if you'd even talk about J.Cole, if J.Cole never said a word, right, but you knew about the Fayetteville efforts. And all the things he's done down in his respective city, which is all you can. I mean, if you believe in these people, that's all you can ask for. If you see all this stuff, it's like, how could you even question him? If he doesn't say anything, maybe he's not saying stuff because maybe him saying stuff might put him in a bad light with certain people that he's doing business with that might help his people. A lot of people literally don't talk. I'm not saying people shouldn't talk. A lot of people don't talk literally because they're doing things behind the scenes that they don't want to bring attention or they don't want to disrupt things. Because they're truly helping people, and some of the people that they're connected with may not like certain people talking out of I'm not saying they like, the team of racists who are helping black kids behind this. Doesn't make sense. But a lot of business people who do things behind the scenes who don't talk because it's like, I don't want to put any attention on myself. I like what I'm doing here. We're seeing effects, and I'd rather do this versus talk. Talk doesn't really benefit my business or my efforts. But she's sitting here trying to criticize old people. What she's doing, she listens to too much music, to tell you the truth. She should turn off the music and look outside. Let's see if she could take some of her streams, like literally take an MP3 player and throw it at black people to see if it makes their situations better. And it doesn't. So what the fuck? What the hell is she talking about, dog? She's emotional. There's emotional tangent people. They need to shut the F up. These woketivists, they sit there, what J. Cole doing? What J. doing? What? Man, if I was J. Cole, I would have said, yo, who are you? Who's this chick? Who's talking to me? Straight disrespect like that, man. Because J. Cole should have done a video with all the people that he helped out, all the kids who go into better colleges because of him, or whatever. They should just be bobbing their heads in the back of the video or something like that, with t-shirts saying Noname or something. It's like, who is this clown idiot trying to? Man, listen. She is a person who's out there, right? I just don't think that the criticisms are fair. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the criticisms are fair. Just because somebody didn't say something in a tweet. Let me get to a phone call. I think we got a lady calling up. Let's see what she has to say. Caller, you're live on the front stoop. What's popping?
What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, brother? How you feeling?
I'm chilling, brother. I'm chilling. Seeing, listening to y'all talk about J. Cole and his response to old girl Noname and things like that.
Yeah.
And I was pretty much just feeling like he hasn't really spoke up about much thus far. His first time coming out really saying something shouldn't have been to criticize what she had to say about not hearing anything from anybody that's super pro-black and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts on it.
In the song, I think he kind of explains why he didn't. And then, he does have some follow-up tweets as to why he didn't. I'm going to read those tweets. But if he would have sent out a tweet, right, to say, Black Lives Matter, we got to change this situation, would that have sufficed it? We see a whole bunch of rappers that are sending out tweets, celebrities, artists, corporations, and there's a good number of them who are genuine. There's a bigger number of them that are not genuine, that are just doing it because corporations doing it because they got to save their money, right? Rappers doing it because...
Hey, somebody got a question, man. Did y'all see the Dave Chappelle 846?
Yes, I seen it.
Yeah.
So that was his response to it. He didn't have to put out a tweet. He did his own version of it.
He did his version of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Like, if somebody does things, and, I can't account for every single artist that's out there, but if somebody does real life action, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. By them not speaking publicly, does it negate their real action? No, I think it's much more powerful to do real action. And it may not be action, you know, as far as like, you know, we're gonna get this law passed. I'm gonna be in the courtroom getting this law passed and this and that. If he don't have the knowledge to do that, we don't need him there because he doesn't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? So if your role is to just, hey, I got this foundation. I'm going to help some kids experience some things that they never would have experienced before. I'm going to help them with maybe, you know, I get some people, I'm paying some people that's going to do financial literacy, whatever it is, you know, certain things like that. Then that's what you do, because all of that goes into the pot and trying to help us climb up out of the place that we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's role is not to be, you know, on the front lines, in the courtroom, you know, trying to enact this law or that law or something like that. Everybody's role isn't that. People got to get in where they fit in in this whole thing.
I don't think a tweet would have really done much. I just think that his response being that it's kind of like his response is pretty much to criticize a black woman that's also about pretty much trying to spread awareness and get people to understand the cause and things like that. And I think that's the criticism there, that his first response is to criticize her instead of just coming out and speaking up or saying whatever he had to say about the movement or whatever. But it's just criticizing a black woman from the beginning. And that's the thing I think a lot of people got issue with.
That's what people got issue with. Just
because she's a black woman, does that allow her to say anything she wants, even if she's wrong?
Yes.
Like this is I understand. It's like
I think it's because that he's just so quick to criticize her. Just the fact that his first response was to criticize her. That's it, pretty much. And I think people are just hurt that for him to say for his first words to be just criticizing this black woman instead of just continuing with the movement and just building upon it. That's what I think a whole lot of the backlash is and why people are angry.
You know,
the sad thing about that wasn't his first. It might have been his first word, but that wasn't his first actions because he was out there protesting early.
He was.
He
was out there.
But what's up,
JP?
You know what's funny about that whole shit? Because I didn't hear what the chick said exactly. I don't pay attention to these people like that. You know, they're $1 million problems. But you know, my thing is just like, you know, for yourself, you do a lot of community work. Mm-hmm. I know for myself, I do community work. I can't speak for anybody else in the room or outside this room, but they'll look at what you do and take it as you're not doing anything because you're not protesting. Right. And that doesn't make any sense. Like, I know how much, like, I literally teach children, literally, not as a you know, a day-to-day teacher, but Saturday schools, this, that, and the other, whatever skill I have, I apply it to them, and I tell them, okay, this is how you do this, so on and so forth. I've taught kids how to confront the police, not confront the police, but how to respond to the police when they confront you, et cetera, et cetera. They don't, nobody talks about that. Nobody's going to talk about the Simeon Russells. Nobody's going to talk about the JJPs. They're not going to do that because their idea of action is yelling at police officers and getting arrested and thrown to the ground. And that's for people who are in their 20s. That's for people who are in their early 30s. That's not for brothers who've been doing work or sisters who've been doing work for the longest time. And this Noname chick, she's looking at the world from the internet. Mm-hmm. From the internet point of view, she's looking at the protest from the outside. I don't know if she's out there like that. I'm not going to say she's not. I don't know if she's been out in the protest, but even if she is, so what? That's not doing anything. You got to learn how to go out to the world without backup. You know what's hard? Being in a room in front of 30 kids in New York, in a New York City public school, and trying to corral them to listen to what you have. That's the front lines.
That's the front lines.
Hey, Sam, I know what he's talking about because we know about kids, bro.
Hey, me and this man right here used to run summer camps, 200 kids.
There you go.
200 kids, summer camps. You talk about being on the front lines, and it's not just the kids you got to deal with. You got to deal with their parents and everything that comes with their parents.
That made me quit. I can't do it, bro.
Yeah, that's when you find out why the kids are the way they are. The parents are like, oh, okay. Oh, and that's no disrespect to the kids or the parents, but it's just the truth. So those are the problems to do that every day when nobody's looking, when nobody's watching.
Exactly.
That's the real front lines, man, and it's not easy. And you expect me to go out there and protest, man? You know, I've had not actual literal fist fights, but you know, I've had fights with principals for them saying backward stuff about the kids. I got to stand up for these kids when they can't stand up for themselves.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
So if Cole is putting 100,000 into this or doing this in the background, then that's fine. I don't think he should get, I don't think he should get any flack for something he said in the song based off of somebody's criticism.
Right, because and you know, that's if that's your role, that's your role. Right. I mean, you leave, if you talk about somebody, making speeches and leave that to the people who know how to do that.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying? Leave that to the people who that's what they do. This is what Cole had to say to his response to everybody. He said, right or wrong, I can't say, but I can say it was honest. Right? He actually started off by saying, I stick with everything that I say. I'm sticking to it. Paraphrasing. He said, some assume to know who the song is about. That's fine with me. It's not my job to tell anybody what to think or feel about the work. I accept all conversation and criticisms, but let me use this moment to say this. Follow Noname. And of course, he put her Twitter name in there. He said, I love and honor her as a leader in these times. She has done and is doing the reading and the listening and the learning on the path that she truly believes is the correct one for our people. Meanwhile, a nigga like me is just rapping. I haven't done a lot of reading, and I don't feel well equipped as a leader in these times, but I do a lot of thinking, and I appreciate her and others like her because they challenge my beliefs, and I feel that in these times that's important. We may not agree with each other, but we got to be gentle with each other.
Yeah, he's trying to out humble and out simp himself. So he can make her look better. Again, she's doing the work. She's doing why? Because she just read a book on like black history or something like that. Like, dude, like if your work is affecting the people, that's all that matters. Like, who the hell is this to be challenging?
But he can't minimize what he's doing, though, dog. Don't minimize yourself, bro.
I feel you. I feel you.
I don't know what I'm doing. You one of the leaders. Bro, I've never heard of this Noname. First, I don't put none of these people to me are leaders. Anyway, I don't know who the hell
I just looked up some information on Noname. She's 28. She's from Chicago. She started off as a spoken word poet. She kind of merged that. She kind of transitioned that into rap. She was on Chance's album in 2013. Nothing here says that she's just like a super activist or anything like that, but I just think she's kind of just like this woke woman that does poetry, rap, and just pretty much speaking out and things like that. So
I know
there's really she's not really like a activist per se.
She's not an activist. That's she's not that kind of activist.
I'll say this. Right. There's one chick from my school who's becoming a big artist. Her music was like on Insecure this season and all this other stuff. I don't want to say the name, but if you listen to the first episode of Insecure this past season 4, you hear her name mentioned. And I remember her from school. She didn't mess with no black dudes, didn't really talk to no black people, whatever. And now that she's an artist, her hair's all puffed out. She's all black this and black that and revolutionary. A lot of these people are phony as F. That's why I get so mad, because it's like, if I say her name, you would think this is the most wokest. All she just talk about, my people liberation, putting up the fist. I joke about it with friends from college. I'll show you the text in later on. On WhatsApp, friends that are overseas now. I'm like, this chick is woke now. And they're like, huh? This chick is woke? They're like, she didn't talk to no black. She was not touching no black person. So again, we got to be careful because, again, at this time, being woke is popular. Everybody wants to be woke. When guys like Immortal Technique, when guys like Dead Prez were doing this, until Dave Chappelle actually played that song on the show, Dead Prez was not known like that, even though they're known amongst people that really mess with them. But they were on that revolutionary stuff 24/7.
It's bigger than hip hop. Yes.
A lot of woke people that are woke now, a lot of people are my age, right? They're not all 17 or something. They're in their 30s. A lot of woke people, artists now, And before, when it was, everybody was in jerseys and doing, it was like, oh my gosh, my hair. I don't want my hair to be nappy. That's not me. Now these mother effers, everybody's woke. Oh, come on, man, stop. She is not no leader. J. Cole,
that's the thing about being woke. At one time, J. Cole, so now they opening their eyes.
We need more strong black figures, man. More strong black male figures, man. Don't put yourself down for some woke-divist who's now she's woke because it's popular, man. Get the F out of that crowd, man.
Hey, let me get Carly, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man, and giving us your perspective.
Yeah, I appreciate the show and all of that, big.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, looking forward to have you calling some more, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be checking in.
All right, no doubt. Jazz, what's going on?
Yo, what's happening?
What's up?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, man. So what's your thoughts?
Perfect.
Give us your thoughts. Give us your thoughts. I know you got something.
Did you miss me? Okay, look, first and foremost, Gambo, you already know I'm finna come for you because I was listening on my way home. And
is that your favorite artist? Is Noname one of your favorite artists?
First of all, just because I'm from Chicago don't mean I'm a favorite artist.
Bias.
No, she's not.
Bias.
She's not. No. She's not. I don't listen to her music. She is not an activist here in Chicago. She's just become very popular. She is social media popular. But when it comes to being in this city, and I'm from the city, and Chance was just here this last week and this week, I don't really see her as much. She just did some type of the poetry stuff that they did every week, once a week in Chicago, where Columbia college students came along. So no, I'm not a fan. No, I don't listen to music. I was just coming for you because you tried to come against black women, fake woke, and all that other stuff. You already know.
No. I said there's a contingent of women I've heard. I could grapevine. There's shows where literally women I've heard say, "Oh, black men." Yo, a black woman always gotta stand up for the cause. Black men ain't out there. I'm like, yo, what? Where do you get this narrative from? Like every time I see protests, I see black men getting tased, and I see black women getting. I'm like, why would they bring that in? And she's following. I'm not saying that same line on the gender part, but she thinks that going out and doing something is being overly emotional. When if you think about it, to actually be progressive. Look, everybody thinks that something's gonna happen with everything that's happening now. Trust me, things are going back to normalcy. This is all the stuff that you think is changing, is changing. Only thing that power respects is other power. If you don't work up and build up power, you will never retain it. You'll never get it. You'll never gain it by begging people. But a lot of people are fooled to believe going out there and being overly emotional like that works. Yeah. This is why people like Machiavelli were successful. This is why certain kings, certain rulers were successful, because it's not about posturing yourself, I'm the strongest, I'm this, I'm that. It's working throughout the systems and changing it so now you have the power and leverage. That's all life is about. But she's sitting here, she's criticizing somebody, and I'm not even a fan of J. Cole post-Ferguson, where he's, with the whole dreads and stuff, even though he's a talented rapper. I always joke around. But it's like, yo, bro, all you have to do is just read his bio and be like, I ain't even touching that. Because literally, all we saw from Fayetteville was Dennis Smith Jr., J. Cole. J. Cole did this. J. Cole did that. How could I criticize you if J. Cole never said another word in his life? How could I ever criticize you for not doing stuff for your own community? I can't.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to get on your nerve because I was packed. That's all. Now, as far as what happened, let me stay on topic. As far as what happened with him dragging her, yes, that is true. J. Cole does not retaliate on social media. He uses it in his songs. That's how he retaliates all the time. I am a fan of J. Cole. But I will say this, him dragging her, I think what Chance the Rapper was saying was, because again, within the past couple days, I don't know if you guys saw that tweet today where this black guy was saying, we will start protecting black women when they learn to submit and keep the, oh man, it was bad. It just got big. Yeah, it was like, black women will be protected when they listen and submit themselves to black men. And when I saw that, I went off. So within the past couple of days, of course, women have been within. First of all, you can't use scripture, but or whatever. That's what he did. Submission is for husbands and wives, and not sleeping and having a baby daddy. But anywho, as far as with that, within these past couple of days, women have been in the media very heavy lately, you know, with the young lady being found dead and stuff like that. And I think Chance the Rapper's thing is we don't feel somewhat protected by black men sometimes. And that's because, again, this goes back to come on, don't give that face, man. I'm just saying in general, sometimes black women don't feel protected because why? Black women are prideful. I'm sorry, we're very prideful and we're strong-headed already. So we don't know what it's like to be protected fully by men. And that's just because of, again, a black woman is, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. They have to do everything for themselves. That's all they know. So then when you do get introduced to a brother, and let's say if he has interest in you, it's hard for you to fall in love, or it's hard because you're so concerned with what you got to do as a woman instead of letting a man do it for you. So I think what I do.
Jazz, let me ask you, what I do. Hey, Jazz, let me ask you, what did he say in the song that actually drags her though?
He didn't. No, I was just saying what Chance the Rapper was saying. I really feel like Chance the Rapper had a conversation with Noname, and he probably had to stand up for her because he's from Chicago, so everybody's expecting. Right. I really think that's how that went. That was a publicity type of deal there. Because he would have stayed out of it. It ain't had nothing to do with Chance. When have y'all known for him to make a comment just randomly just because? He did it because, again, he brought her up. I did not hear him dragging her. And then on top of that, J.Cole does always try to downplay himself all the time. And that's just the way of him uproaring the humble side of himself. No, I didn't hear him dragging her. He just made a comment. Though. And then another thing is, one thing people got to realize, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, celebrities don't have to do, it's time for the heroes in the communities to do stuff, not celebrities. Why do y'all expect for celebrities to always have their platform to utilize something? Again, we don't sign their checks, so they're not obligated to do that. They're not obligated to have to speak on their behalf. All they can do is keep contributing, keep giving money, and sponsoring. Why do they have to use their platform for what? Don't nobody take them as serious. They still black.
Decided, if
we do sign their checks.
I do not like this woke stuff anymore. Stop rapping about it. They will stop rapping about it. They go by the dollar. Like I said, Rihanna put a Free Palestine when like the last incident happened late last year. And she got, they pressured her to take that crap down in an instant. And the thing about it is that when it comes to nuanced things like that, like everybody thinks that the whole black issues now.
Hey, look, you can't go against Israel, man. It's Jewish, man.
But that's what I'm saying. So, but put like this. But like, no, but that's a good point. Eat. So you can go against Israel, right? But everybody tries to make it seem like the black issue is a monolith, right? If you look at black history, or you look at, we've had different thoughts of how black progress should go, right? There's a reason why Martin Luther King is praised, but Malcolm X is seen as pariah. Fred Hampton is seen as pariah, whatever. So if someone has that type of mindset where things are going on now, right? And you have a swath of black people who believe in that. You have a population of black people who believe in that. Those voices, if there's an artist who represents that, they're going to be quieted. Look what happened with Jay Electronica. When Jay Electronica said synagogues of Satan, it was taken out of context with how he said it. You had Peter Rosenberg, I'm appalled by that music. This is the same guy that sits there and plays shoot 'em up, kill 'em up, N-word, N-word, N-word. All the time they play that type of music. Oh, I'm popping Molly. Oh yeah, that's the next. But if Jay Electronica is trying to come with knowledge that's not new, by the way, it's in the Bible. There've been God bodies, there've been people from Islam who talked about that. Synagogues say, if he comes with that, then he gets quieted. So that's why I'm like, I don't believe any of these people, because again, whenever the powers that be want to quiet them and be like, oh, all right, that the parade is done, they'll stop rapping about it. They will stop. You've seen it in the early 90s, in the late 80s. Public Enemy comes out. Oh, stop the okay. Oh, that's nice. Malcolm X. Okay, everybody wear the Malcolm X hat. All right, let's go to gangster rap now. Let's stop that. They go to gangster rap. What happens? Gorillas in the Mist. All these gangster groups, Ice Cube, start actually getting woke. And what they do? Okay, guys, it's enough woke. Let's stop with that. Ice Cube disconnected himself from Khalid Muhammad. And what happened after that? You had a bunch of shiny suit music. And all that woke stuff became unpopular. So I'm just saying, these people, they're controlled. It's cool to be woke now. Trust. When it's no longer to be cool and woke, Jay-Z's going to be going back to change clothes and all that stuff, man. I'm not just
it was funny. I posted something on my Instagram. I said, man, not being racist is a trend now. It's hilarious now.
Yeah.
Mr. Racist. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
So
It has become a trend.
So look, so this is what Chance said. Chance said, they're both my peoples, but only one of them put out a whole song talking about how the other needs to reconsider their tone and attitude in order to save the world. See, I didn't think that he said she needs to. I mean, he did say queen tone, right? But I think he was more saying, well, this is just my opinion. Instead of putting out a tweet, why didn't you come to me? Why didn't you come talk to me? Right? And
Sorry,
I think it was.
Who said that to who?
This is Chance. This is Chance the rapper. He said, they're both my peoples, but only one of them put out a whole song talking about how the other needs to reconsider their tone and attitude in order to save the world. It's not constructive and undermines all the work Noname has done. It's not a black woman's job. It's not a black woman's job to spoon feed us. We grown. But see, and this is where I really disagree with him, because I don't think he was saying anything about spoon feeding us. But it's like this: if I don't know something, right, and then I come to Guillermo and say, "Hey, Guillermo, check this out. Won't we try doing it like this, that, this, and that?" Or if Guillermo doesn't know something and I do, and I go to him and say, "Hey, let's try doing it like this." Right? I think that's all he's saying. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't know, so come tell me come help me. Not that a black woman has to spoon feed him, but just come help me.
But when he said that, he took a side though.
Right.
Yeah, he did. It do sound like he took a side.
He took a side.
Can you say it again, please? Can you just say it again?
He pandered. He pandered just like Cole pandered. Their publicists get in front of them and they say, okay, this is okay, that's not okay, leave this in, take that out, blah, blah, blah. Because these guys, they don't have time to think for themselves to put out any type of presser or tweet that's going to say exactly how they feel. No, so they throw some panda in there, they put some truth in there, and they call it a day, and people gonna listen to their music anyway. First of all, this Chance the Rapper.
Shout out to Democrats.
He's so. I'm not, maybe he's from Chicago. I'm from Brooklyn, man. He's corny to me. He's corny to me. Maybe Jazz could explain to me what's Chance the Rapper.
JJP.
You see how Jazz looking?
Maybe I can enlighten you on what?
On Chance the Rapper. I don't get
what about him?
I don't get what's so great about him. I don't see how he's so woke. I don't see what's so great about him as an artist. I don't see what's so great about him as an activist, quote unquote.
Oh, she giving you hands, son. So she giving you hands, bro. Maybe action, dog. She giving hands, bro.
Maybe somebody work with Obama or somebody connected with Obama as like an agent.
His parents were very. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be transparent. Yes, Chance was a brother from the hood, but Chance also had the privilege as well because of his parents. So he's not this. That's why when you hear his rap, he do sound like that skateboarder. You know, that his sound is just different. You know how some people try to fake the funk and all of a sudden they want to be this thug rapper? Chance didn't grasp that because that's not who Chance was. So Chance, yes, that is true. So he don't try to be that something that he not, but the boy is very well educated only because of where his parents came from. They were, they were on throughout the whole process of when Obama was, before he was even elected, when he was a senator, everything. His parents worked on the campaign. So he has that advantage there. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Chance was somewhat a privileged black man. If you see at the house that he grew up in on the south side of Chicago, I mean, like, even though it's on the south side, we got some tiny areas that are like semi, like them areas where, you know, them white people live in that little bitty area. Yeah, that's kind of like what Trent. Yeah, he was a privileged.
That's like Southeast DC.
Yeah,
nice places in Southeast DC. They got nice places in Southeast. Yeah,
that's like big
houses.
Chance the Rapper. He's one of these dudes that, again, he comes on like for the simple fact that you say J.Cole, you shouldn't come after. It's like, dogs, did you criticize her for what she said? Like when somebody said, oh, black women want black men to take leadership. It's like, you can't do things to you. Like Sim said, you could have came behind the scenes and worked with these people. All these artists, I'm pretty sure if you kept it quiet and say, yo, let's try. This is a good example. This is how effed up we are as black people, right? And I want to talk about yesterday. And I'm not gonna get up too much off topic, right? Kyrie Irving literally said, "Yo, we in the text allegedly said, let's build a league, black man, right?" Which if all these so-called woke black people who are billionaires or millionaires, or whatever, right? If they want to, fight against racism and blah 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 blah, wouldn't you think it's like, yo, that is a great idea? Let's try to think something behind the scenes. And literally, he got snitched by his own people to the media that helps perpetuate the racism that everybody's against. So when you talk about these people like Noname, it's like dogs. None of these people really want to build power and leverage for black people. All they want to do is sit there and complain and talk and write. So like all these artists, to me, in regards to social stuff, is trash. It is absolute trash. They don't
man, hey, look, shout out to Gil Scott Heron, man. The revolution will not be televised. You will not see that shit on Twitter, man. You will not see it on social media, man.
That's what it is. You won't. Bro. You will see it inside yourself. If it's going to be a change, it's going to start inside of you first. But let's talk about that. Let's get into that. Let's get into the NBA. Right? Let's get into the NBA. A little bit.
Chance is good, man.
Let's talk about. Well, I'm gonna take this phone call first, and then let's talk about. If the NBA restarting, like Kyrie says, is it gonna take away from the movement? Caller, you live on the front stoop. What's poppin'?
Hey, what's going on, Sim? It's AP Trader. I'll be calling you. This is like my third time. I just want to say, hey, good job for you guys. Keep doing the good work.
Appreciate you, man.
I just want to say, touch a couple of topics. We just have to look at it. We have to, understand that our unity is stronger than anything. So a lot of things out here that's going to, be on the media, it's a lot of technology. And we can't get caught up in it and nitpick, right? These are artists. They got to do what they got to do. If you go back to the 60s and look who was on the boards and who was talking, it was intellectual, educated black people. It wasn't celebrities. It wasn't artists. Okay? They get a couple of endorsements, things like that. We have to understand a lot of our people still have a mental slave mentality. Okay? And, that goes to right now we have to watch and see who's saying something, who's genuine about it. Look at your actors, your actresses that you're following. Look at what African countries are saying something, Caribbean countries. Y'all all here in America. We all going through it. So this is the time where you have to really observe 2020 vision, man. I called a couple of times. I might have ran it the last time, but I'm deep. Okay, we have to know that, we can't get caught up with the 60s again. It's time to change laws, stop worrying about others, and we have to do for ourselves. Everybody's not going to be a business owner. I give kudos to you, you in the community and other brothers that's like that. For some of these street cats out here, they might not understand that, but just have a decent life. Try not to turn somebody's daughter into a thot. We have to start with that. Some of these artists, we got to stop supporting them. We can't be two-faced. We can't say one thing and then we want to hear, yeah, kill this nigga. Excuse my language. We have to keep it 100, man. You know what I'm saying? Because now people won't take you serious. We have to know these protests are gentrified. Look on TV. Okay? A lot of people are getting paid just to go to the protest. That's why you see a lot of white people there. I'm giving y'all a gem hidden secret. Okay? It's deeper than what we think. Okay? But you have to understand, we on the front line. All right? America's always going to be attacking the blacks in America because we are the chosen ones. We have to know that. We have to know our history and understand where we're coming from, man, and who we dealing with. That doesn't mean every black person, you hate and you want to come and bum rush. No, it's just understanding, if I'm looking at it like this. If I'm walking down the street and I see another brother, he don't even give a nod like, hey, what's up? Y'all seeing that? I'm in Brooklyn. I'm in Queens. It's like, where we at? It's like we can't even say what's up to each other in a nod in a peaceful way, like, yo, stay up. Right? So we have to understand there's a lot of Willie Lynch going on out here, a lot of agents. The game is iller than what people think, man. And we have to understand and just keep your community and whoever you deal with, do something productive and add on and build with them, like how you got this following. and use the platform. But we can't get caught up with certain things because it's Willie Lynch mentality. It's still having us going against each other, okay? And that's what they feed off of. You don't see other cultures, other races doing that. That's why they come to America and make money off of us. If you want to get rich, come to America, go to the black communities, and your kids will go to Yale.
Ain't nothing but truth right there. Nothing
you know,
but
and I don't
truth.
want to hold up the time. It's one love, and I'm just saying, you know, we have to understand, and we have to just look at everything. Observe your favorite artists, your boxer. Look at the basketball players. They're arguing the play, but baseball's not even sweating it. So that shows you, if the NBA right now comes back, what do you think that's going to say? If the MLB can say they're not even stressing getting on the field, why you brothers are stressing and getting on the field with this going on top of the pandemic? That's what, you know, everybody have a good one. Just think about that, okay? Everybody's not on your side because they're your complexion, man. And some of us are bought out. It was like this from the plantation. It's biblical. It is what it is. But we have to know that and just stop being blind and just following anything.
I appreciate you, brother.
Peace, brothers. Have a good one, man. Let it
appreciate
show.
you, bro.
All right, peace.
No
man.
doubt. So let's get into the you know, he transitioned us into what we were already transitioning there into the whole thing with the NBA. Kyrie Irving, you know, he's not looking to. He says he don't want to start because start playing in the NBA when they. I think the date that they have set is July 31st. That's when training camp is supposed to begin. It's going to take away from this whole movement. E, what you think about that, E?
Hey, now, you know what's hilarious about Kyrie? He's talking about all this trash, but Kyrie's not even going to play. He's fucking injured. He's not going to play anyway. So it's convenient for him to say, oh, well, I'm not going to play. And that's funny, but but I know what he's saying, though. I feel him on it. And me personally, if I was in that situation, I had the chance to take a stand, I wouldn't play. But it's hard to say for those dudes as rookies and those dudes that they actually need the money, that they're not going to play. But I feel Kyrie, if they could make a significant change, they say they stand up to it and be like, no, we're not playing, because I feel them. But it's hard, like you said, it's the same thing we go through as I ain't gonna say as black people. Like, you have some people what they call house niggas. It's house niggas that don't want to fucking cooperate because they feel like they living good and they making money. So they have the ability to not stand for shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's how I feel about it, man. But I see where Kyrie coming from, though.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you know, shout out to everybody, man. So, you know, when it comes to Kyrie, man, so this is the part that really, I want to say is genuine, because if you like read what he's saying, I mean, it's really genuine. But I'm a little taken back because, you know, like E said, if you were the second seed or first seed, would you be saying this? Mm-hmm. Like, if you had were you in prime position to win an NBA championship, would you still be saying that? That's the part that kind of, like, you know, takes me back. But what he did say was really, it made me think, like, like, is this, will it distract us from, you know, what's going on? Would it be the same typical, you know, this is what Negroes do, they sing and dance and bounce a ball and we get to go back to entertaining everybody, you know? It's tough, Sim. It's tough to really say, because I understand what LeBron and them are saying. LeBron and them are saying, yes, we can still do both. But can you do both to the full extent that it needs to be? You know what I'm saying? That's the part where I think we got to find the answer to, because,
but see, I don't fully understand about the doing both, right? Look, when LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, you know, when they were up at the whatever awards they was at and they did that thing a long time ago, all right, you know, that's bringing awareness. How much more awareness can they bring to it? It's all over the world.
Right. You know what the issue is.
There is nothing that they can do that's going to bring any more awareness to this issue. So, when they say, well, we can, we can take a bigger stand by playing, that's bullshit to me. You can't take a bigger stand by playing, right? Because the only thing you can do while you're there, think about it, they're all going to be quarantined.
Yeah.
Inside of Mickey Mouse building, wherever they're playing at, right? They're all going to be quarantined. What is it that they can do?
Hey, I want to say something real quick. Do y'all remember what happened with the Sterling situation with the Clippers, right? When we found out that Sterling said, they had a chance to protest in that, and I went back and I looked at some of that footage, and even Matt Barr said he wished he would not play that playoff game.
Right.
He said, no, we did a little stand, they did a little thing or whatever. He said, but I wish we had the chance. I didn't know. He said he didn't know the significance of the chance. He said, I wish I would not played that playoff game. And that would have set a bigger precedence than with just us taking a stand and make, matter of fact, symbolism. Just as doing some symbolism was bigger. It would have been bigger if we didn't play that game at all. Yeah.
Hey, E, you know what's crazy? You know what I get? What bothers me when people say stuff like that, like, man, we should have. Well, why didn't you
hindsight?
Because it's easy.
Exactly.
It's easy to say that 8 years and looking about what's going on in the climate and say, you know what, we should have did it. But no, you weren't thinking like that. You were thinking about playing basketball and getting your paychecks. I'm not saying like they had ill intent, but I just hate when I hear like people, like celebrities or people just say stuff like, "Oh man, we should have did it back then. Where would we be now?" I don't really say that because.
I think the key to that is if it happens again, what do you do the next time? If you look back and say, well, man, we shouldn't have played. Now, Matt Barnes, in that aspect, he won't have a chance to not play again, right? Because he doesn't play.
Retired, right?
But what do you do next time you come to that situation? You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, what are the players going to be able to do? You can't bring any more awareness to the cause. It's, the awareness is there. Right now, it's just about it's about activity. It's about being active and remaining active. You know what I mean? Like we were saying last night when we were talking, the NBA put out their statement, saying that, they plan to use the platform to, speak with the players about the strategies that the NBA can take. In my opinion, the biggest strategy, the most powerful take that the NBA can make is if they say, you know what? We're going to stand with our players. 90% of our players in the league are black. We are going to stand with our players, and we are not going to play. Instead, we're going to bring our players together, and we're going to come up with a strategy on how we can be of influence or whatever it is. Right?
You want a strategy?
That is the most powerful thing that they can do.
Adam Silver already did that. This is the trick knowledge that AP the Trader was talking about. Adam Silver already said the NBA will not play in North Carolina until the transgender bill gets changed. So they're not dumb. The reason why they do this, black man, is because you don't have a culture. They don't respect us as a group. So they don't care. They understand. I'll give you a little chiclets, a little dimes here and there, and you'll be happy. Oh yeah, I'll go to one of your little black parades, and you'll be happy. But when it comes to other groups that they know are going to have power in the future, or that they respect because they move with their money, they move with their dollars, they move with their influence, they'll do things for them. Literally, what happened in Florida, Orlando? You could have said, "Yo, we ain't gonna do this," or I don't know, or Miami, wherever it was. Trayvon Martin happened. Did the NBA, did any of these celebrities ever say, "Yo, I'm not performing, I'm not playing, I'm not doing it"? Well, some celebrities did, some singers, old singers did. But the NBA never said, "Yo, we're not going to play in Orlando. We're not going to play in Miami until there's a law that's passed or something that better protects black people in those situations." Have they ever done that? No. But when there was a transgender bill in North Carolina, now in the NBA, again, like I said, 0% transgenders. Probably a good portion of transgenders probably watch basketball. I don't know the numbers. But 0% transgenders playing in the NBA. However, the NBA is what, 90-something% black?
90% black, bro.
And you're telling me they couldn't say, "Hey, we're not going to put our money in this city unless you make a law change"?
Gay rights and transgender niggas get it popping, bro.
Thank you. They don't respect you, black man. Black man, you know what you are on the chessboard, black man? You're a pawn. You know, point. There's a lot of you black men.
They get it popping, bro.
Hey, man, they don't care about black people. Like, so when I look at Kyrie Irving doing this, look, Kyrie Irving is Machiavellian personified, right? I don't know where his head is because I've said so many scenarios with him. I don't know where he is, but let's just assume that he cares about social issues, that stuff, right? And also now you're hearing about the COVID second cases in Florida and Miami, Orlando, that stuff, right? But everything Kyrie Irving said goes along with the so-called woke narrative, right? That's why, and now I'm seeing guys like Kendrick Perkins coming out talking about, oh, Kyrie, you're a disruptor and all that stuff. Black men, Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith would be the first person to cry about, I'm a black man. But he's the same guy who wants to stay here to return because his money. He knows where his bread is buttered. But he don't care about black. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of people that talk about their woke, with people in the hood, they will throw up. They can't stand people from the hood that they're so close to fight about. But when issues get put on a grander scale, they want to jump in and be like, "Oh yeah, oh, I've been so hurt. I've been blah blah." I went to school with people like that, bro. If you, real
talk though, you can't use the transgender in the gay community because look, it ain't got no color, bro. That's when you can't. It's hard to use it because it ain't got no color. It's mad different colors when it comes to that. That's why they get shit popping.
But you know what's crazy though? What I found quite interesting, which that I think no one's really talking about because they just dismissed it really quick, and was when Kyrie Irving said, "Yo, we should start our own league."
We talked about before you got in.
Oh yeah, but you know what's crazy? What I'll say this, but really I felt so shameful of. I'm watching Skip and Shannon. I'm seeing Shannon Sharp saying, "Oh, that's a bad idea. We shouldn't do it." And I'm like, "Yo, this is the same dude."
What's Shannon Sharp gonna say that?
I hate shit.
Well, no, this is the same dude that literally the last like 5 episodes have been talking about black people. This we need to.
Yeah, he's a walking contradiction.
And I'm like, wait. You got a black man that said we should start a league. We could do a Negro League times 1,000 right now and be
this is the same dude that promote Hennessy, but the nigga don't drink.
Hennessy, what kind of shit
you stop?
Why'd you stop promoting Hennessy, Black and Mild, and do-rags?
Fucking don't smoke and drink. What the fuck kind of shit is that?
This is what I'm talking about. When he was in the NFL, I listened to Chronicles of Judah. He played as lovely.
Can we keep it at
this dude was never about black people when he was in the NFL. He was never about black people when he was in the NFL, bro.
Listen. Ain't Kyrie Irving the same guy with the no black girls boat ride?
But JJP, hold up.
I'm not.
JJP, if he had a boat full of black,
wait. I'm not listening to him. I'm not listening to Shannon Sharp. I'm not listening to none of them. You know why? Because just like all them black actors and actresses from back in the day to today, they could have started their own Hollywood. These same NBA players or NFL players, they could have started their own football leagues and basketball leagues. But guess why they haven't? Not because they can't. It's because they don't want to. They do not want the ability. They do not want to build anything.
No, and JJP, can I say one thing to that real quick?
So when it's me or you or E or Simeon or whoever or Jazz or whoever that wants that is black, you in the hood, you taking your little twos and fews, trying to put something together, try to build something for the community, this, that, and the other, and not a single one of them is gonna give you or anybody like you $1 to get things popping off not because they can't, not because they're somehow strapped for the money. It's because they don't want to. They don't want to.
And look at all the people they quelled.
I got a homeboy. Play for the Rhode Island Rams. Married to some white girl over there in Portugal somewhere, whatever, right? But I've seen it up close and personal. I've gone to his games. I've even had people at the games, talking to us, talking to me and my brothers, because we went to his games back in the day, supported him. They're telling us how these people, they roll the white girls into wherever they are. They do what have you. So the mind meld starts to happen early, not even from college, from high school, but definitely in college. Oh man, they bring it to them. So I'm not gonna listen to none of these guys. I'm not even gonna listen to Kyrie. You know why? Because he's just talking. He's just talking. He's just saying what because Kyrie just don't want to play because he injured, and that's all it is. He just wants.
That's what I said.
That's been my biggest question. That's been my biggest question. If Brooklyn was a title contender, would he take the same stance?
No.
That's been my biggest question. Would he take the same stance?
I only respect one person and one person only on that whole team, and I hate to say it because I'm not a Nets fan, and they pushed me out the city. But there's only one person I respect on that team, and that's Spencer Dinwiddie. Because when the U.S. told him,
you're a real Nets nigga.
Hey brother, we gotta keep the N words at least $2.
Oh my bad, bro. My bad.
Two times N word.
My fault.
When the USA told him he wasn't gonna get a invite to the select team, he said, "You know what? I'm gonna go to Nigeria. I'm gonna get my citizenship from there, and I'm gonna play for their national team. So the next Olympics that comes around, he's gonna be on the Nigerian national team." I'm like, why didn't an NBA player do this from the beginning, from whenever, way back when, since the Dream Team days? It's ridiculous. Why don't 2, 3, 4 of these guys just sign up for one of these African teams? It only costs you a few twos and fews with the amount of money they make to go over to Nigeria, buy your citizenship real quick, because they ain't gonna marry no Nigerian woman. Let's be real. So they just buy your citizenship real quick and get it popping.
Because you know why, JJP?
At least take them to the title game.
Have you guys noticed that anybody that tries to bring the idea of ownership and volition and ability and carving out your own path gets demonized in NBA? LeVar Ball got demonized.
Oh man! LeVar
Ball should have been celebrated for his efforts, right? Even when Ice Cube came out the league, it was getting lambasted in the beginning. Oh yeah, it's just a kind of like a quirky league. It's outside of Fox Sports just because they show it. But there were people in the media like, oh yeah, that's not going to go. And even with the Kyrie Irving thing, I agree with you, JJP. I don't know where Kyrie Irving's coming from, but the simple fact that he got ratted out by somebody, just look at on face value. Say he doesn't actually care about it, right? He got ratted out by probably somebody from his own team, and everybody in the media who complains about, oh, black people need this, black people need that. Okay, fair enough. Let's create our own league. Everybody should have been quiet about that, knew about it, and be like, yo, let's try to see if we get enough black billionaires. Maybe start with an 8-league team or something. Let's try to see where this goes, or an 18 league. Let's try to see. And he's getting demonized in the media by the same people who are talking about, oh, white people, I've faced racism my whole life. First of all, if you're an athlete, trust me, you're not facing that much racism as much as everybody. I'm not saying you're not facing any at all. But when you go to these schools, even the most racist girls, they are going to jump on. Bro, you're going to get sauced off.
Wait, Gamble.
Even by you can be the best athlete in the world. Still.
Wait.
No. What I'm saying, I said you might still be facing. I said you still might be facing racism. Don't get me wrong. But when you're talking about, they're crying more than some of these other people who are actually out here doing stuff, right? They're saying, oh, what I've been through, oh my gosh, I'm like, dogs, like, come on, dog. But then when someone gives you the idea to start your own stuff, you're killing him. LeVar Ball got killed in the media. And this guy, like I said, he's like Hannibal the Great from Carthage. He went up and he got the NBA to change the pricing for the top G League players. I don't care what no one says. That's impact. That's from one guy who had... He's not a millionaire like that. He's not a LeBron James millionaire. That's one guy, bro. And you tell me LeBron James, all these players, if they left the NBA, are you going to sit here and tell me that people are going to watch the NBA for Jimmer Fredette? Or they're going to go to those other players and watch them?
Man, don't be sitting on Jimmer, man. Jimmer give you 30, bro.
In China, he'll give you 30. He'll give you 50 in Bangkok. He ain't doing that.
The bottom line is there's enough money amongst the players if they really wanted to start their own league. There's enough money for them to do it, and they are the product. That's the bottom line to it. They are the product.
Shout out to Mikey Williams. Mikey Williams, he's a prospect in college, right? In high school. He's talking about going to HBCU, man. And I salute him, man. Because guess what? They're the talent. They got the money. Yeah, you are the product. That's what these dudes fail to realize. You are the product, man. The school's not the product. You're the product.
Right, exactly. And that's what these players got to understand. They are the product. So if they actually did band together and decided, hey, I'm going, you know, we're gonna do this, that, and the other thing, and they may start off with some smaller venues,
Hey, man,
but trust me,
more, man.
They are the product. They can get, if they decided that they were gonna do that, you can guarantee that they would get Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, all of those shoe brands.
They're gonna go with the talent at.
They're gonna go where those guys are at. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it.
But Sim, you know what it is though, Sim? You know what it is, Sim? And this is the part where it's just screwed up about these, like, you know, big corporations. They plant. How can I say this? When this is what I see. When black people are in the neighborhoods, we don't talk about ownership. Like, we don't talk about like we talk about it now growing up. We don't do that. Now we do, you know, because we got the Simeons and we got the crazy Guillermos. I love Guillermo, I'm joking. But really. You know, we got we got the people that talking about ownership now. But back in the day when we were kids, when we were younger, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. And there's no knock on nobody in my family, but we didn't talk about ownership.
Well, that's part of the cycle. That, you know, that's part of the cycle. You know what I'm saying? That has to, you know, like me, I have to educate my kids. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get that kind of education. I had to figure it out.
I learned from my folks, man. My father had his own drink, and then I had a grandfather. He had his own barber shop. He had a corner store. So I learned from the people that came up from it. You know what I'm saying? I came up from them. So I learned from that.
You can learn from those people, and you can learn the right way, or you can learn the wrong way.
You right about that.
That's true. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what you're doing.
I had to learn hard about my credit. I had to learn hard about how to decide investments, stocks, and bonds. I had to learn a lot of that stuff from my uncles. And my mother has multiple businesses, but I had to learn it outside the house. So you can have multiple businesses and they can be done, you know, right? They can't be done right at all. But
you're right. You're right.
I got an uncle, man. I call him I don't want to give him no credit, but I call him Donald Trump. That motherfucker, he didn't file for bankruptcy multiple times. I said, I didn't know black people can do bankruptcy like that, man. He just got it back.
You know how many years it takes to build back up, man?
You might not want to talk about him. Yo, don't, because you don't want people coming back and like, wait, how many times you default?
Man, that ain't know what's possible, man. You got it popping.
But those players have a lot of those players have their own sneaker lines. They have little things. I would say little. A lot of these guys actually run businesses. So I'm not saying that you don't have players who just don't know. But when you're talking about the top level players, they know how businesses run. They know, hey, I need to take ownership of my brand name. Like, put like this, Jordan did that. Like when he built up Nike, he's like, all right, you got to give me points on this because Nike was a failing running sneaker. Obviously, he doesn't own Nike, but he has a lot of share in that. And these guys who are in the NBA now, who are the top players, who have agents talking in their ear, Harden, who had a $200 million sneaker deal with, was it Adidas or Reebok, whichever one? You can sit there and tell me that these guys you don't even need to understand business per se. You can hire people to do that, right? But just to have the forethought to be like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's try to see if we can pull money together. Forget even the building it yet. Just the idea that it might be a positive thing, right? But Kyrie Irving got exposed for that already. And he has people coming at him. It's one thing if you don't know business, Isaiah, like what you just said, that people didn't grow with it. But if someone gives you the idea, if Sim came to me like, yo, I didn't know business, but he gave me the idea, at least I should listen to it, right? At least I'd be like, all right, he has good businesses, he has successful businesses. Let's see, let me see what he's talking about. Versus these dudes snitched on him. They snitched on him to the media. And now he's being killed for it. Come on, bro. Yeah.
But Isaiah, back, you know, to what you were saying, man, you know, a lot of people didn't grow up with it. But as you learn it, then you gotta teach it to your kids, and then you know keep that cycle moving. But you know what? But it takes teaching it though. Like Jazz said, people can grow up with you know, and their family members have businesses, but it's still got to be taught.
But you know what though, son, what Jazz said, I thought was really important, that which still be taught is that I filed bankruptcy, so this is X, Y, and Z. What you don't do. What I learned
Let me tell you something about the bankruptcy thing, though. That is a business move. You know what I'm saying? When you hear, listen, when you hear about, it is a business move, man. Just like when you hear about these actors and artists and entertainers and stuff, they're like, oh, they got a $6 million tax bill. That's a business move too, because look, if you don't pay your taxes, the government comes to you. You got to go to court. You give all your financial stuff, and then you cut a deal. So you might have had $10 million in taxes. Now they cut it down to 5. You just cut your taxes in half. You know what I'm saying? That is a business move.
Hey Sam, I know you writing that podcast, brother. Me too.
That is a business move. Same thing with the bankruptcy. No doubt. Same thing with the bankruptcy. That is a business. It is a business move, man, because you go through the right things. You file bankruptcy. In real life, you're not bankrupt. Right. You know what I'm saying? You still got money. You still got cash. You still got cars. You still got all this stuff. You're not really bankrupt. It's just a way that bills that you didn't want to pay.
Yeah.
But so, you know what's funny though?
Hey, look, we got it. Hey, man. Hey, president, man. Bankruptcy king.
But it's funny though. It's funny though for black people, right? It's like Gilmore just said, 50 Cent. And, 50 Cent. I wish he would have talked about it more, or he probably couldn't have talked about it more. But just look at what he did. And I'm surprised that so many young black people didn't look at that. Like, oh, really? That's because and this is the effed up part about our black community, right? People when they heard 50 Cent was bankrupt, everybody
put that shit on Shade Room.
Everyone was like, ha, 50 bankrupt.
Right,
look at,
exactly.
He's broke. He don't got no money, but he's literally posting with cash and he's just laughing at y'all because he understands it and he got it. Like,
that was for back child support.
But
he didn't want to pay child support.
You might be right about that too.
He had a mean lawsuit he had to pay too, though.
Yeah, he did. But so this is the part that gets me. This part that gets me upset with the black community is that what we think is wealthy isn't wealthy. It's like, oh, this is the part, and that really infuriates me. Right? It's like I'm not trying. I'm using a small example, like my dad. If you saw my dad, you probably wouldn't think he had that much money, but that Negro got money. But he just, I ain't putting his business out there, but it's the way he conducts himself and everything that people don't see that. People think we gotta look like money. Like, why do we have to, I'm tired of us having to look like money to think that we got money or we gotta have this or we gotta have that. It's like, no, man, you don't have to get a mansion. You can get a regular house and you don't have to get a freaking Bentley truck 2030 with the suicide doors and the light up, all that. You can get a Nissan, a nice 2019 Nissan Maxima that's $20,000. Like we have to look this certain way. Because,
first of all, if you get a Nissan Maxima for $20,000,
$20,000 exactly. Point me in the direction of that Maxima.
I know. They got 80,000 miles in it already.
They start off at 30. They start off.
Exactly.
I'm bad.
So,
Isaiah, quick thing though, man. Thank you for not canceling me, man, for saying the N-word.
Oh, come on.
Cancel culture.
I posted something earlier. I said, man, we shouldn't cancel each other. We should correct each other, dog.
Of course.
Appreciate
it. Hey, Sim, on the side note, Sim, can we all please watch what Akon's doing? Because I don't think that's really good what he's doing. He's hoeing out Africa to China. Just on the side note.
Yeah.
He's been doing that. He's been doing that.
He's been getting it.
Yeah.
But look, we don't post that, but we'll post it with 6ix9ine though.
Yeah, right.
With a lace front wig on.
I disagree about that Akon comment, but
what you mean?
Go ahead, JJP.
Bring it on, JP.
He's holding out Africa for China.
First of all, who is Akon supposed to go to get the resources to help bring energy to those villages? Where's he gonna go? Bed-Stuy, New Haven, Newark, Compton? You know what I'm saying? He has to go to China.
But fair enough. But JJP,
it's a business. It's a business transaction.
But the thing about it, and that what's been going on, right? Especially like in my parents' country, Nigeria. What these multinational corporations like to do. Now you see with China. I mean, Nigeria had the ITT or ITT, excuse me. You have Shell, and what they do is that you're basically whoring them out. So you provide whatever, you allow them to create whatever light or whatever, right, or whatever utility, right. But you still have to pay them. And if you can't pay them, now you take up whatever natural resources they have, right. So say if it's oil or whatever, right. And if you read something like, there's a book, even though I think a lot of it's fictional, it's called Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
I've read it.
You know about it, right? And they've done, and I mean, in Nigeria, you saw they did it with the oil. In Angola, where honestly, there's a lot of issues where a lot of these countries were, because of colonialism, you have these despot or these disgusting, corrupt leaders. And they've been doing what Akon has been doing as well, too, now, where it's kind of, they whore out themselves to these countries to help build this and build that. But those countries or those corporations have access, they have control over the collateral. So say if I'm Angola, Senegal, right? Oh yeah, you're gonna build me. China's gonna come in. This corporation, China's gonna come in and build this and that, blah 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 blah, right? But damn, I can't pay them, and they know I can't pay them because my corrupt leader puts all his money in Swiss banks, which a lot of Nigerian piece of shit leaders have done, right? So now you can't pay that back. Okay, so China's gonna be like, all right, so since you can't pay it back, let me have these oil fields. Let me have this. Let me have that. And they make sure that those leaders continue to stay in power. That's why Nigeria, the richest country in Africa, has had literally Obasanjo, Babangida. You can just see the churn of corrupt leaders. And reason why the Biafran genocide happened, these corrupt leaders who are basically allowing people to come in and, excuse my language, but rape the countries of resources. And they do this with these projects. And now they've started bringing more of their own Asian people. Now you see, I think it was in Kenya, there was an Asian Chinese restaurant that was basically said that black people couldn't come in at a certain time.
Come in, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You have Chinese people who are beating black workers at some of these refinery fields and stuff. So what Akon is doing, it's almost like, I'm trying to think of like a good movie where you have this person who's like, yeah, don't worry, the aliens are good. They're coming here to help us. And he's like the traitor. And the aliens ain't really here to just come in and just destroy us. But what they're bringing is, oh yeah, we're doing something good for you guys. You know what I mean? And Akon, as much as I respect Akon for stuff he did in the past term, his music, what he's doing is that he's allowing, let's be honest, a neo-colonial country like China. I mean, look, they just had an issue with India on their borders. I mean, China's going crazy right now. He's allowed a country like China to come and basically have a resource base in Africa.
Man, China's gangster.
Africa. So I'm conflicted because I agree with you, bro. It sucks because I forgot, he's from Senegal, I believe, right?
Yes.
The leaders there, they're so damn corrupt and it hurts, man. My mom, when she went to Nigeria, there's still people in Nigeria, they have generators because they don't want to build a proper utilities and electricity because literally one of the former leaders, the wife owns generators. So she's basically trying to, excuse my language, abuse her own people. There's so much corruption, but on the flip side, I can't side with Akon bringing in these people, allowing them to destroy Africa.
So how would you have provided power to the country?
It's tough, man.
Because he's been able to provide power to what, about 15 million people or something like that?
Did he?
But Sim, what is the price of that though?
I mean, I'm asking the question: how would you have provided the power?
It's tough, man. But there are countries that do want to have somewhat of a so-called Pan-African. I want to say Pan-African, but a unified Africa. So I don't know all the geopolitics don't kill me, but there were countries, back in the day before he got taken down. Libya, obviously with the gold dinar. You have countries like Ghana, who I'm not sure they want to help. I'm not sure country to country, but I think that they're one of the more welcoming countries. I would have looked to connect with one of those people. I would have looked to connect with some of these billionaires or black millionaires, guys like Diddy, and say, hey, look, we're trying to build out this company to do this and that, right? But I'd rather you have it because you're not going to come in like China and try to kill these people, right? You can grow it as an enterprise, maybe kind of private, whatever. Try to connect with something billion. So maybe you're not fueling energy to 15 million people. Maybe it's 3 million people. Maybe it's 4 million people. I don't know, but I just can't agree with the whole China thing, man. But I agree. I like the effort on the surface level, but Not with Chinaman.
But you know what though, Sim? Just to piggyback what Guillermo's saying. So okay, like Guillermo said, you get like these Diddy's or you get these Jay-Z's or you try to get these Oprahs. Well, okay, you can't get 15 million, but okay, you can do 3 million, 4 million. And you know what? Listen, we're all adults. We all know that it's not going to be 100% pure of heart. They have to make their profit and they have to do their they have to do what they got to do. But I'd rather it be a black person, which, you know what, if they're going to do some type of whoring, at least they can try to whore and they have people that they help those people and maybe give them jobs, but not outside sources that don't care about the betterment of those people, and they're just going to bring their own people in to take the resources from that country. I'd rather be a black person that's going to put that back into the community of that country rather than people that's going to outsource it and just bring it, like, for example, just Chinese people going to bring more Chinese people to take the resources and everything like that. That's what I'm saying.
But isn't Africa one of the most richest? Let me shut up.
Wait, say it again?
Nothing.
Hello? No, say it. No, Jazz. That's what I'm talking about. You're 1,000% right. If you want to hear about this stuff in like a music form, if you listen to literally Fella's like his early stuff, he breaks that down. Literally, that's all he talked about. What they do is that these corrupt leaders, literally, there's so many corrupt institutions. If you read about like Uganda, the Belgians, you read about Nigeria, the British, they left power vacuums and they didn't care. And they want corrupt leaders there because those corrupt leaders allow countries still like France, countries like Britain to come in there and take whatever resource they want. BP, Shell, they allow them. So it's not, trust me, the people in, like, for instance, Nigeria, if you go to Nigeria, bro, and ask them, yo, so do you like the president, whatever? Most people are like, no, F them. I hate this, but they feel powerless to do anything because when people talk about stuff in America, right? It's different. The colonialism or the racism, whatever, or the oppression over there, if you try to rise up and build and bring a certain leader to try to take out those corrupt power structures, they will murder you. And no one will give an F about you. They've tried that. Power vacuums have happened. Rwanda, Uganda, Nigeria, all these places, and they've tried, but there is a system where a lot of these European countries that they act like, oh, yes, I'm happy that Africa is doing better and blah, 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 blah. They're behind a lot of the coups. They're behind a lot of these power structures because if Africa ever got these African countries, if they ever got democratic leaders, true democratic leaders, true pious people like Patrice Lumumba, any of these people that try to get things for their people, they will murder them. Patrice Lumumba, because the other countries were like, yeah, we're not doing any business. He's like, all right, I'm going to go to USSR. And he's a communist. And all these European countries, all these white America, they all got together and murked him. Kwame Nkrumah, same thing. I don't think they killed, but they quelled him. What's this guy's name? Gaddafi. Gaddafi's like, yo, I have $150 billion in gold, in the gold dinar. And he was like, yo, he said there are a bunch of African countries that want to get together and build for this. This is the same guy that was suspected of doing the Lockerbie bombing in 1983, I believe. This is a guy that everybody looked at him, he's a terrorist. But as soon as and America's, oh yeah, he's a clown. As soon as he said, hey, African countries, we need to get together and build a Pan-African,
Obama got him.
And what did they build as soon as they killed him? What did they kill as soon as they killed him? What they built? They built a central bank. Why the hell would a gold-rich country like Libya need a central bank to make fake money? So when y'all talk about oppression, trust me, I said the same thing to my mom when I was like 7 or 8. I said, why don't we go over there? Because she used to tell me about Liberia and like Charles Taylor, even though he's a crazy dude, came from America, went over there and tried. I was like, why don't they just take guns and shoot these people? She was like, dude, she didn't say dude, but she's like, if you went over there and try to take these corrupt leaders out, they will kill you. They will kill you.
Let me get to a phone call real quick. Let me get to a phone call. I'll come back to you, JJP. Caller, you live on the front stoop. What's popping?
Yes, hello. I kind of am behind with what you guys were talking about. I just recently chimed in what you were talking about, the decolonization of Africa and distributing or redistributing the wealth.
Yeah.
I'm calling in to say something that I normally wouldn't, but I'm the person that Cole was referring to. and I did a lot of political work.
Got washed.
I don't want to get too deep in anything because I respect him as an artist, but I also heard when someone mentioned about Chance the Rapper saying, why don't you reach out to these artists or these people instead of refer, because you can go through someone's timeline. You don't even know what they're struggling with. Like, I'm a young woman who grew up in Queens, Jamaica, Queens, and I helped to change certain laws concerning stop and frisk. I've worked with Black Panthers. I was working towards my doctorate. I was doing journalistic work, and it's not about me. I always did things to help other people, including people in my community and kids. And I was attacked through the government as well as through the internet. Like, freedom is not free, and everyone needs to participate.
Mm-hmm. So where were you on, you know, the whole controversy with J.Cole and Noname?
Where was I with what?
Just you know, what was your mindset on that whole thing?
I don't even know the backdrop behind every last thing that was discussed, and I just heard the song today on a radio station called Hot 97, which I just started recently listening to see how everyone was chiming in to help let the protesters know what was going on to inform the Black community. But I really don't know about the specific beef because I very rarely listen to rap.
Well, I'll just say this, you know, no matter what anybody else says, just keep doing the things that you're doing, because that's what's needed. You know what I mean? You know, it's you are the hero that is, you know, helping to change communities, man. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Who am I speaking with? I think it includes and it involves all of us. And I think I grew up around, even though I'm younger, but I'm still older, like the middle child with J.Cole. I grew up helping a lot of my so-called comrades who turned around and betrayed me, and they only wanted a platform to be famous or have options like some of these rappers to fuck whoever they want to. And that's abuse of power, no different than Donald Trump. And I feel like we all need to be inclusive. It takes a village to raise a child. Each one teach one. So even the platform that you have tonight, even though I didn't listen or know who's on the panel for discussion, I still think that these type of discussions help to heal a community, because we've gone through too many types of cognitive dissonance as well as brainwashing, which is almost the same thing.
Right. No, I feel you. And you know, we have some difference of opinions sometimes. We get people that call in to have difference of opinions, but you know, we all trying to, you know, battle for the same thing. So
and I appreciate. Not everyone is supposed to do the same thing either. And instead of tearing each other down, we should be working with each other in different levels. And if a person is not capable to be like a carpenter or a construction worker or a stylist, get in the field, in the lane that you're familiar with, and make that lane best for all of us.
All right.
So when we need specialists in that field, we know who to go to instead of expecting everyone to do the same thing corporately, but we still have the same basis of understanding structurally.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate you calling in and you know, dropping a few words on us. Definitely appreciate it. Keep doing things that you're doing.
My handle on Instagram, even though I very rarely use it, is Godiva Honey Bella, Goddess of Love. But my Facebook was Queen Sierra Leone Chief Diamond, because my biological father is from Sierra Leone, but he never did shit for me except for bust a nut. But I'm still in this world, and I use whatever breath God gave me, even though the government, other people had tried to take me out. Now, they should have listened, because this whole world is in chaos, but we're moving forward. It's really God's hand. Wherever the enemy used for destruction and evil, God turned it around for good.
All right. I appreciate the call. Thank you for calling in. JJP, you will get ready. All I can say is thank you. I'm not sure where to go with everything with everything that was in the call, but JJP, you was getting ready to say something. Think you got to unmute yourself.
What's going on tonight?
There you go.
Yeah. I forgot. But but to a degree. Oh, I remember now. But I kind of piggyback a little bit of what the young lady was just talking about. Listen, Gilbert, I understand what you're saying. Like with the coups and those leaders in those countries rising up to kill you, and if you try to have bring some power to that country. But man, the price of freedom is death. So if you're gonna stay in America and try to fight for the freedom for Black people here, you have to understand that that ultimate price is death. And if you go to Africa and you're gonna fight for the freedom of your people over there, the ultimate price of freedom there is death. And a lot of people really, in my opinion, I'm not saying it's anybody in this room, but a lot of people kind of shy away from that because they ain't trying to die. They're not trying to die. But I don't blame them.
Ultimately, man, it costs to be free. It costs to be free for all of us, though.
Yeah, exactly. We are paying that price at the moment, even for white people.
Freedom.
Right. So even for white people, the price of their freedom is cognitive dissonance. The price of their freedom is white supremacy as a whole. The price of freedom is all the crazy ass Karens that you're seeing all over Instagram every day.
Man, shout out to taxes though.
Yeah, oh man. Oh, I saw that earlier today. But yeah, man, that is the price. They're willing to be as racist and as bigoted as they can be in order to keep the power and the lifestyle that they continue to have. So even though you got a few white people that protest, you got a few white people, the celebrities speaking up on the internet, the majority of the white, at the end of the day, when those protests are over, they go home. When they don't want to hear anything about any racism on the internet, they turn off their phones and they go back to their mansions.
Right.
I seen you had a picture of Alicia Keyes up in the profile picture. Alicia Keyes is in a goddamn Razor house, bro. The Razor house. If you've seen this thing, it is immaculate. I don't want to hear anything from you about social justice when you live in the Razor house. Everybody who's watching this right now. There you go.
Man, what would Ja Rule do?
Can we go to Ja Rule right now?
Oh my God!
I don't know what Ja Rule has to say about.
So I only had.
In all seriousness, if anybody in this room, if you don't know what the Razor House is, if you're in the chat, Google that thing.
Sam, can I just put the link in the chat? Yo,
you looking at it now, right? I don't want to hear nothing from you. Just shut up and enjoy your home, because I know that's what I would do. I would be like, yo, there's nothing I could say.
Right. No doubt.
But you know what, JBB though? Dave Chappelle, to me, in his comedy special, said it wasn't even a comedy special. He was just speaking facts.
Yeah, that was a TED Talk.
What he said best, man, was that when he called out Don Lemon. Yo, why are we silent? Wait, bro, this is not the time for celebrities. This isn't the time.
Oh, yes.
This isn't the time for what Dave Chappelle got to say, what Ja Rule got to say, jokingly. What all these people have. These are the time for the real leaders that are in those communities that are doing the real work. Because it's easy it's easy for Meek Mill to tweet, yo, we got to do this in his mansion. It's easy.
Period.
It's easy for LeBron James to post on his Instagram, and I can't breathe and all this stuff, and post little black kids singing, and we shall overcome. It's easy for him to do that in his LA mansion. It's easy.
Period.
To do that.
So wait, shouldn't Dave Chappelle follow that same advice and not say anything either?
He did. Don't y'all do, Jay?
He did and he didn't.
He did his own version of it.
He did his own version. He did it. He said something though. He came out. He said something.
If he's living by that, right? That celebrities shouldn't. No,
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay,
by him doing the comedy show, he's saying something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he didn't have to say anything.
He's contradicting himself, but he isn't. If it makes sense.
No, he's
contradicting himself.
He
is contradicting.
He knows that he has a voice, and he knows that when you name names like Don Lemon, who I think is a clown, Kenneth Owens, who I think is a clown, when you come after them, you're basically you're saying something too. You're kind of pushing people's minds to. Even I'm pretty sure those people, a lot of his files, already thinking what he thought about them. but you're pushing to make them think more like, I mean, you're shaping their minds as well, just like those other people doing.
He's doing, in my opinion, he did the same thing that J. Cole did.
Yeah.
He did the same thing that J. Cole did, right? Somebody said something about J. Cole, and he came out and said, here's why I didn't say anything. But spoke a little, but listen, but hold up. But then spoke a little bit about, what's going on. Dave Chappelle did the same thing. He came out, here's why I didn't say anything. Nobody wants to hear from me, but then goes on to talk about everything that happened.
In his own version.
In his own way. He didn't give solutions or anything like that.
Nope.
And I don't think you're expecting anybody to give solutions except for the people who are, trained to do that. He didn't give solutions or nothing like that. He just went on and talked about it and said something about it.
Hey, look, and we all can give solutions, but are they really going to happen? We all give solutions.
Yeah.
I got mad solutions.
But E, a lot of the solutions are already being put in place, right? But it just doesn't get talked about. There are people.
That's true.
I just talked to a dude from our high school, Nick Chong. He runs a digital marketing company. Actually, that's why when you talked about Waldorf. Yeah. I was talking to him about Waldorf. He's like, yeah, that town is like kind of far from DC, 45. He's like, why are you asking about that? Because Sim brought it up to me, right? And this dude already has like a mentoring pro or something like that where he mentors kids and stuff. And now he's going to build out another thing where I think he's either thinking about elementary school or middle school where he's going to build out coding programs for kids at a really young age. And it's like, you would never hear about his name. And yet this guy, is a millionaire, has money. He's in connection with a lot of powerful people. But that's how you build it up. Because again, if you look at the statistics, like I think it's from there's a thing I read, Hedge Eye, and they have these market analysis, and there's a really good, interesting article about race and class and that stuff. And one of the things is that it showed that like as Black people start to gain wealth, right? They usually move out of the neighborhoods and move into neighborhoods where people match their income, match their habits, and that's a blah blah blah, right? So it's really interesting. It's not like people just stay in the hood and Black people. Oh yeah, class brings a lot of stuff. So a lot of the works that go on, you see it. There are Black people who are moving up, and I don't say moving up, but moving into different brackets, are doing things for people, getting people using their money, and they're not out there protesting or preaching about it. The solutions are there, right, but it's not sexy. It's not attractive. It's not as good as going out and say, fight the power.
I know what you're saying because I'm doing the same thing, but I don't talk about it.
Right.
I'm not posting it all on social media, but I do stuff.
But you know you're really affecting somebody's life. You know that, right? You know.
I'm working on it. Yeah. I know what you're saying because I'm working on it. And I got
2 or 3 people that are going to be like, yo, I thank God I had E in my life because I was really messed up. E, and a lot of these kids, not to say, I'm not even trying to be corny. It sounds so corny. Sim knows it, right? That sometimes just a few words, just a little bit encouraging. A lot of kids, they come from places where, they try to act hard or something, but they try to act hard to protect themselves because they don't have no parents. They don't have no guidance. So it's like, all I have is like, in my head, I got to protect that, right? Sim knows you get into
we protect pride.
Yeah, listen. I know.
Some people only got his pride, bro.
Yeah, me and E been coaching. We've been coaching the same people together for years. We know.
Man, this dude's 20 years old now, man.
Some of them almost 30.
But it's not sexy, Sim. It's not sexy.
You're some old Negro. My God.
Yeah, I feel old, man.
Let me get to one more phone call.
In school, I knew since he was 10.
Yeah, right. Hey, let me get to one more phone call, and then the reason why I had Alicia Keyes and John Legend up there is because they do a versus battle this weekend, so I wanted to talk about that.
That's gonna be trash.
That's gonna be trash.
Caller, you're live. You're live on the front stoop. What's popping?
Yo, hello.
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good. How y'all doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Hey, I was just, tuning in. I just wanted to try to possibly tap in on, my perspective perhaps on all that has been discussed. Because I be trying to hear everything out and hopefully get through to y'all to where I can maybe try to just sum up my perspective of what y'all talking about.
Okay.
And everything that y'all talking about.
You talked about a lot tonight.
Yeah, I know. So basically, from my perspective, I think, the number one thing that you talk about all these other countries, Russia, China, even this country, when it comes to the power structures, they're unified. So even if they're unified for bad reasons, unity is like the number one thing. They're all on one accord. So that's basically the first thing that any people that have been oppressed has to realize, that you have to kind of be on one accord, whether it's spiritually and mentally, because you don't have to be physically holding hands to be on one accord with your fellow brother or sister. You know what I'm saying? Especially people of melanated skin. So I guess the first thing to do in our situation, because we have a unique situation, that's why I feel like it's just predestined for us to go through this. And any problem, all problems have their solution. So from my perspective, the first thing to get to unity first is individually. Before you can be collective, it has to start individually. So if everything is aligned individually in a person, then they'll be more open-minded to see their fellow man and their fellow woman as themselves or as God, right? So to get to that point, you have to heal yourself. You know what I mean? You can't be having the same old distortions in your heart and in your mind and even in your body that you grew up with. So there has to be methods and exercises in place to heal within. And then after you heal within, you'll learn more about yourself, and then you'll learn more about the fellow person, because at the end of the day, we've been taught to hate each other with the TV, with every movie that we watch, be more into the violent movies. Love stories need to come back, you feel me? Because that's the answer. Like the opposite of fear, being afraid of terror and war, is the only thing is love. That's the only thing that counteracts that. So people have to love themselves first, change the way they are, and then collectively come together. You know, and it has to be on a certain perspective of growth and taking your own resources. We have our own resources because countries get money off commodities and trading. We are a commodity. People of melanated skin are a commodity.
In what sense?
In real life.
In what sense?
We've created sports. We've created so many. Everything that the black man or just the man of color and the woman of color touch has turned into gold. Whether it's due to barbershops and salons, we've created gold within us. So now we have to manifest that and use it in real time and live and full effect in real life. So that's the mindset. It has to start with that type of mindset. This is just my perspective. And once we have that mindset, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, all right. I mean, listen, I agree. We got, it all starts with self. You know what I'm saying? It starts with, it got to start with yourself, man.
From there, then the unity can happen between us. And we can collectively come together, bring our money together, bring our minds together, because we are geniuses. You feel me? We are geniuses, and we know we know what the white man do, and we know I should say the bad white man and the bad white woman. We know what they do. We understand them already. But we don't have to do it their way. We could do it any type of way. We can create any type of way, lifestyle for us to have. But
all right, my man. I appreciate the call, bro. Appreciate the call. Knowledge of self. That's it right there. Got to start with yourself. No doubt about it. All right, fellas, ladies and gentlemen.
Lady.
My bad.
Unless somebody want to tell us something.
That's I don't think so. I don't know. Isaiah, you gotta tell us something, Isaiah.
I feel like man.
Listen,
ladies and gentlemen.
Let's get this straight, Sim. Don't do that.
I'm joking. I'm joking, man. I'm joking.
I know you. If Isaiah was I'd be the most disgusting.
Isaiah, I know that you are getting ready to propose in October. All right? Come on, man.
You pushed it back a couple more months.
He caught you with a two-piece, Isaiah.
I already know. That's cool, man.
He's such lovely.
Hey, Sam, I'm not coming no more. I'm not coming down there no more.
He's such a
I'm not coming.
Isaiah, are you
snitching? I'm not going. I'm not going to Maryland no more, Sim. You ruined it.
Isaiah,
Look at that.
Yeah, man.
Oh, E, you know what?
Isaiah, you really proposing?
Sim
No,
6'9". He
oh
over here
my
snitching, man.
Yo, Sim really an old church lady, y'all. anytime he gets some news, he just gonna want to tell everybody.
You see what he said? Every time you get some news.
Facts.
Yo, hey E.
Is
hey,
it?
E. Yo, oh, my fault, Jack. Hey
Stop
E,
calling
I forgot to tell you.
J.Cole.
And I guess I could have just texted you, but I guess I might as well tell you now since I got you here. June 27th, man, we going down to the Meadows, and that's what Isaiah's talking about coming down. We're going down to the Meadows and, clean it up. They blacktop the court. So we're putting some lines on the court. There's 2 courts out there. We're putting some lines on the court, clean it up a little bit. I mean, if
on
you're
the
free,
27th?
Yeah, not this Saturday, coming next Saturday.
I bet. I'm with you. I got you.
Yeah, so if you're free, man, yeah, definitely.
I'm not
even gonna ask Guillermo. I'm not gonna ask Guillermo.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be corona down though. I'm gonna have a full body suit on. You know what I'm saying? Shit fucked up out here, bro.
No doubt.
I ain't left the house in 6 months, bro. Damn it.
Hey, Sam, when I come down there, Sam, I need Wawa, Tawa. I need. Listen, I'm gonna crash at your crib, and I need Hulu, I need Netflix.
Yeah, man.
I need BET Experience.
Hey, look, I'm coming down there I'm coming down there in a white suit with a mask on, all that, bro.
Like it's first Sunday.
You must have been signed a bad boy, huh?
Hey, bro, I ain't been out. I ain't been going nowhere.
Yeah.
I've been I Am Legend in my house right now, bro. I ain't been going nowhere.
All right, so what y'all think about this battle coming up? It's Friday.
It's trash.
Friday. John
Hey,
Legend.
Hey, Alicia Keyes don't eat that bama, man.
That should not have been the date that we should have had that. This is Juneteenth.
That's June 19th.
That doesn't fit. That doesn't fit at all.
I agree.
That should have been. That wasn't thought out.
I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
That one.
And I'm a John fan. But yeah,
so,
I don't.
So we got Alicia Keyes, who stole Swiss Beats from his wife, and we got John.
According to her, they were.
No, he stole her. For June.
I feel him because technically I'm separated, so somebody came in between my I'm just saying though. If she came
legally, it does count. Okay.
Okay. I mean, if you want to, but all right.
But for Juneteenth, I don't know. This is gonna be, I don't know.
Well, the only thing I ask this: all of the celebrations are going to take place on Saturday the 20th, right?
No, because I'm off Friday.
You're off, but are there going to be celebrations? I mean, I'm pretty sure there will be. But a lot of them are going to take place on Saturday.
Friday, son. The Trump rally on Friday, bro.
In the area where Noname is from. In the area where she's from, Bronzeville, there are a bunch of Black-owned bars and lounges. So they're having like a bar crawl on Friday, and that starts like 12 to 3. Yeah.
No, Bronzeville.
Oh, I think Chicago.
Would it be Brownsville?
Yo, JJP, you ain't know. You ain't doing no bar crawl in Brownsville. Hell no. I'm sorry, Bronzeville. Sorry,
Bronzeville.
Unless you want to get shot. Yeah.
Oh, and y'all, and our Bronzeville too. That is a very that's Chirac. That counts as Chirac. That's why I'm like, I do want to go, but we gotta be smart.
I gotta stop trying to act white, dude. Y'all know white people only do bar crawls. Let's do bar. No, you stay in one bar. And then you take the Uber home.
Says the guy that brings up all of his college and high school times that he's had. Are you serious? Are you serious? I'm talking about what white people do in college. You remember everybody. I'm like, this is the only person I know remember everybody from high school and college.
Oh, just
No, Gil.
I'm just saying the bar is in the same neighborhood.
Gil would be like, yo, this Asian dude who was 6.
Yes!
I can't remember the last thing y'all said in the last hour, but I remember stupid shit from like 8 years ago, bro.
Gil would be like, yo, man, this
I'm the same way, bro. Don't feel
black
bad.
kid from second grade, I think his name is Chris Smith.
Yes!
Isaiah,
or he
yo,
says,
bro,
or
I
he
don't
says,
remember
I'm not
random
gonna say the
dudes'
name.
names. Like, yo, a random person. I'm like, yo, I remember, it's like, who
Or
are you?
he'll say, yeah, it was this bad chick that I used to talk to back in high school, but
Yo,
I remember
everybody
her
remembers.
name.
Yo, if you any bad chick,
It was Snow Bunny back in 95.
Yeah.
especially if you get it. I mean, if you talk to a bad chick, you remember. If you're talking to Trey Songz, I'm pretty sure you would be like, oh, yeah, remember Trey Songz?
Definitely wouldn't. Definitely wouldn't. But no, I really feel like the
Hey, Jazz, you don't look like a Trey Songz person, though, sir.
I'm not.
Every woman is a Trey Songz person. What are you talking about, bro?
I'm not a Trey Songz person. That is not true. That sounds.
Every woman's a Trey Songz person.
Is that a racial thing? Is that a racial thing?
No, Trey Songz takes everybody's girl, bro. Are you kidding me?
He can't even take your girl,
Stop, man.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. So what were you saying, Jazz? Hold on. What were you saying, Jazz?
It went left.
Yeah, I know. Jazz can't get it out.
Well, you talking about because I stay on topic. That's what you're talking about.
Oh wow.
Could you date Trey Songz, though?
No, I definitely wouldn't. But John Legend and Alicia Keys, it can be very entertaining because they're both strong musicians. But I don't think that the battle was equal. But who would you put John Legend up against? There's nobody else John could really go up against. But because they both play the piano. That's it.
D'Angelo.
That's the only reason.
Ooh, I like D'Angelo.
But does he play?
D'Angelo would kill him.
D'Angelo would kill him. That wouldn't be entertaining.
D'Angelo got like 3 songs though, son.
What?
No, D'Angelo?
Yeah.
Now, to hardcore D'Angelo fans, y'all know all the songs. But
even his latest album,
knows 3 D'Angelo songs.
Yeah, but yo, y'all gotta realize he is from DC. All they know is go-go. Like that's all they understand.
Yeah, he said, God damn, you need that.
He don't even barely listen to go-go. He don't even barely listen to go-go.
I'm a music head, man. I love music, bro.
I am too, and I feel like that definitely D'Angelo definitely could not have. If anything, they need to stop being. Oh no, never mind. That would be a lie because girl and girl. I wouldn't think that Erykah Badu and D'Angelo would have been nice.
That would have been good.
John Legend has like. I'm sorry, John Legend to me has like. Try Bird's Gonna Kill Me. He only has like 3 songs of me, right? Ordinary People. They say
Heaven.
That was a common song.
But remember, they can't.
Heaven knows.
But they can use songs from other artists. Doesn't have to be their song as long as they were part of it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? As long as they were part of it, they can use songs. So I don't know. I mean, I do think it was bad timing.
Hey, nah. Alicia Keyes gonna kill John.
John's gonna. Okay. As far as hits, Alicia.
You don't know my name.
But if you really,
hold on, one at a time.
I'm sorry, you don't know my name. The Woman's Worth, Your Secrets.
You've been through some stuff.
What is that? Goodness gracious.
Hey, when Alicia Keyes, this girl is on fire.
And that terrible song.
Y'all need to both stop.
As long as Alicia Keyes doesn't actually sing it live, we're good because you know she can't sing for her life.
She can't sing.
Yeah, don't do the live version. Just do the whole song.
Yeah, don't try to do like the reggae shit. Just press a button and just let that shit play, man. Because
pretty much.
I don't know.
You know, his wife is gonna be all over him messing up the video. And
look, doesn't Alicia Keys got an album out? I think she had an album come out in March. So obviously this is going to be.
I mean,
this is a way for her to promote her album, huh?
Yeah, but then John Legend will have Chrissy Teigen in the background singing and shit.
That's what I said. I mean, an album called Alicia. Oh, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, huh?
I mean, of course, this is going to be to help her album sales, right? You know what I mean? It's gonna be the helper album sales. You already know that.
He is the mastermind behind it all.
Hey, John Legend coming out with an album right now, just so when the verses happen, he can have
to drop the ball.
Remix album coming out.
Right.
Nah, when they say he like Arthur, I can't see it, man. Yeah, that shit was the funniest shit.
Yeah.
He like Arthur.
Hey, if y'all ever want to see the funniest John Legend impersonation, go to Jamie Foxx, man. When he's on Jimmy Fallon, bro. Hilarious, bro.
I already see how he did it too, though.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, hilarious, dog. Oh, dead on.
Now I'm gonna check it out.
I got Alicia Keyes winning though.
An impression battle.
It's gonna be boring.
So Triborough said John Legend's new album drops Friday. So there you go.
It makes sense though. There we go.
There you go, right there.
This is straight
marketing 101.
There you go, right there. And you know
ordinary people.
That like 8 times.
And you know the sound is gonna be pristine, right? You know, there's not gonna be like all these other people, the sound messing up. It's not gonna be
none of that.
They got acoustics all up and through their houses.
You know
They better sound bomb.
Just make sure, Sim. Just make sure.
Hey, look, they got an Instagram app just for the sound, bro. Come on.
Hey, Sim, man. I know when you post that, you're gonna get like 80K people on there. You know.
I don't know, man. So I think Swiss Beats got something against me, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
no
man,
balls.
Subscribed already.
Yo, I think.
Shout out to Sim stealing all the video. I saw you put the Dave Chappelle joint there. I think you got like 200K though.
Oh,
nah, that joint went up to. I got 1 million views on that joint.
Wow.
That joint got 1 million. Netflix.
The saddest thing is the special was on YouTube. It wasn't on. It was on YouTube. So Sim
got the million already though.
Yo, got
dudes, man.
That joint hit 1 million and Netflix blocked it just like that. Bam.
Right.
No doubt they blocked that joint. But look, I think Swiss Beats in there, man. Look,
hustle, man.
Yeah, every time I do, cause I've been doing the Instagram lives, right? So when it was Beanie Man and Bounty Killer, we had 70K people, 70,000. After that show, every time I start doing it, cause it'd be multiple people doing it. Every time I start doing it,
right.
All of a sudden you can't search for it no more. It'll still be live, but you can't find it. I'm telling you.
They got you, bro.
Because check
it. They took it off of the first, when you first get on YouTube and you search it, yours and when I first watched you guys stuff, it was yours and 2 other people that was live. That's it. Nobody else was doing that.
Right.
They definitely they took it out the search bar. They
did because
they got you, bro.
When we did the Beanie Man and Bounty Killer one, we had 70,000 people on there. The actual VERZUZ TV channel had like 1.5 thousand.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I can look in the analytics here on YouTube and I can see that they somehow they linked to my actual videos. So either they was sharing it with each other, but now, you know what I'm saying, it'll start off being up there and then next thing you know, you can't find it no more. So we'll see what happens.
You already know what it is, man.
We'll see what happens. You know what I mean?
But
But hold on, let's not act like Sim is a victim here. You are taking videos.
I know. I'm not mad about it. I can't say nothing about it. I'm just saying.
Hey, Gambo, right?
I'm like, man, that's messed up, yo. Well, this is oppression, man. It's like, well, I mean,
yo, Gambo,
if you think about it, you know.
Yo, Gambo, the funniest thing, right? I was cracking up, right? Because I remember the first one, Beanie and a bounty hunter. I'm like, I can't find
bounty hunter.
Whatever his name, I don't know.
Bounty hunter.
I'm looking.
Actually, his name used to be Bounty Hunter, though. I think that was his original name, Bounty Hunter.
Why would you give Isaiah the out?
Because you know that's your thing, Gambo.
Why would you do that? You had him cornered.
Hey, look, Isaiah, I'm gonna tell you some real stuff, right? I went on YouTube, right? I typed in the 846 journey, right? Dave Chappelle. Same shit popped up though.
Wait, Sim, hold up. Sim, when did you release it? Because it came out like 2 a.m. or like 1 a.m.
It came out the same day. He did it like the same day.
Yeah,
Same day.
I did the same day.
That midnight.
Yo, I did it on.
Hey, look,
I did it on the same.
The same day. I'm sorry, the same day.
I put it up on Saturday, and by Monday, that joint had 1 million views.
Yeah,
because I remember I was watching it through your joke. But yo, the funniest part was the beating that thing. Yo, I'm looking at some get $75, $75, $100, $100. I'm like, hey yo, what the heck, man? Can I get some bread? Like,
I can't knock the hustle, man. I can't knock your hustle.
Hey, I love it. I love you, Sim, man. Good shit, bro.
Listen, Sim, just tell me where the safe is at the house. I got you. I'll make sure it's safe.
You think I'm dumb enough to keep my money at my house?
Isaiah, I told you, he ain't say nothing about them taxes, though, right? He didn't say shit about it. I'm just gonna put it out there. He didn't say nothing about it.
Man, we know.
How you, man? He just stopped talking about taxes. He's about to get everybody back. Somebody's uncle, my uncle was a big deal. Many times, like, yo,
I'm in the same boat, so it's all right. It's all good.
Hey, I don't know who he is. I really never met him, so I'm good. I don't know who you are, brother. Don't talk about that.
Hey, look, Isaiah, we all good, bro. Hey, look, we good. We got money, bro.
Yeah, okay. Now I live in a white neighborhood.
Oh my gosh.
He said I live in a white neighborhood.
They're gonna be like, Isaiah, what's going on with you? What's going on with this E character? This guy's talking about his taxes.
Hey, look. I just left E on there. God damn, I need to take this shirt off now. Hey, nah, y'all good people, man. I love y'all.
Yo,
I slightly love you. I don't know you that much, but I slightly love you.
No, I love you. That's all good, bro. God damn, Isaiah, man, come some bell, bro. Hey, look, you correct me for the N-word. Now you don't even love me like that. God damn, man.
Damn,
my bad, my nigga.
He's black too. That's my.
I'm done. I'm done.
I'm about to head up out here anyway. I got to go over to MBK and do a little call-in show, man.
For sure, man. Holla at y'all niggas.
Yeah.
Wait, so y'all not gonna touch on my 50 Cent?
Oh, you want to? Oh, all right. You want to talk about 50? Yeah, my bad.
My bad, black woman.
Oh, I didn't know that was your dude. My bad.
What's that?
What is that?
Okay, that's the 50. Y'all ain't gonna get the book. Y'all didn't support my boy.
What was that
book?
You would like 50 Cent. You do like you.
Oh my lord!
You bought a physical copy?
Heck yeah, hard copy. Hard copies.
Shit.
Yes, I read.
What is it?
I have a whole bookshelf. I read.
Hey,
hold it up.
Look at anxious for no reason. Flaring up her nose for no reason. Just somebody ask her no question.
Okay.
Guillermo just called you angry black woman.
He did, and that's okay because I'm gonna stay off his case for a couple days. All right. So here's the life has been renewed. If y'all have not watched that yet, y'all go watch that show.
Yes,
that's a good show. It's a good show.
It is a good show, though. It is a good show.
I'm gonna watch it. What show we talking about?
For life.
Oh, that's listen. Say what you want about 50 Cent, but this man can make some TV shows.
Oh, that dude's a genius, bro.
Say what you want about him.
They counted my boy out, man. They counted him out. They didn't want to get him man a check. They wanted him to pay child support.
I'm just good on watching shows with black men in jail. You know.
God damn.
No, but
I'm with you, JJP. I'm with you, JJP.
Just me personally.
This show is very. No, this show is not like that. That's what I was thinking too. It was like another oppression show, but this is actually something meaningful where this man is basically building cases of what you laughing for, Gamma?
No. I'm laughing because JJP, in a weird way, I agree and I disagree because it's like,
how?
It is a good. I heard it was a good show. I haven't watched it yet, and it looks like it's well done. But it's like, damn, like I just.
Well, that's what it is for us. I mean, what are we supposed to do?
Because me and Jazz watched the show. So
I watch it too.
Really watch the show.
Okay.
I watch it too.
So me and Sim and Jazz watch the show. When I tell you this show is not a typical jail show, this show is actually.
Yeah, I watch this shit. I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about.
This and Gim, I think you will like this a lot, Gamer, because this is what you always talk about self starters. This man And this is based on a true story.
It's based on Isaac Wright Jr. Isaac Wright Jr. is the name of the guy.
I don't like his ponytail, but it'll do.
Yeah, that ponytail got it done.
Stop being distracted,
his hair, he's stuck in the 80s. I don't know what his man is stuck in.
What's a man shot up 9 times and all.
His style is stuck up. But I thought I would think Gamma would really like this show. I'm
gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, because this show, man, the way because we know the ending because it's a true story. But this show, man, this way this brother is fighting for his life, and he's actually, I'm not gonna ruin it, but this
white people bowed to this man. They had no choice but to bow to this man.
They had no choice because he was smart.
Yes,
he was smart. He was smart.
I got written up. In my building, they sent out a notice. Okay, I know I'm loud, but I also do rants and stuff, so I be loud on camera anyway. So there was a notice that went out via email. Literally. I've been loud numerous times before, but when I started watching that show and I was yelling at them white folk on that show, I got an email. It's an email only sent to this building saying, there's been numerous amounts of cases of people being loud. I was like, did y'all motherfuckers report me in this building? It's that good. It's that good.
No, it is really good.
You live in a building full of white people?
Yeah. So like when I be talking, like when we be talking about, like they be literally, people have heard our conversations. I really could care fucking less. What the fuck they gonna do to me? Nothing. But yeah, I do live in a building.
Can we stop saying niggas? Okay. Goddamn niggas.
My bad, nigga. I mean, my bad. My bad.
Isaiah is a nigga patrol. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I also feel that this show. I feel like the Black community didn't support this show as much as they did Power, is because they're also used to and okay with just the drugs, the money, the girls, sex, and all of that stuff.
That's American, man.
The violence, yeah. They didn't support For Life as much as they did for Power. And
I think everybody's woke now. Everybody's woke now. So let's see how much more support it gets.
They're fake woke. Some people are fake woke.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You put your foot to the fire. It's like, all right, well, you have a program that actually shows a Black man, get him out of his, making a ridiculous best out of his conditions. Let's see how many people support it. And
but you know what, though?
People support it. I'm never going to watch season 2, so I'm going to try to put
what's crazy too, man?
Into it or help the rating.
I know some people feel some type of way, though, bro, but like when I heard Welcome to the Party on ABC, I was like, wow, this dude 50 Cent is just different, yo. He got freaking pops. He got Pop Smoke on ABC, bro. That's like...
That's facts, right?
Say what you say. Again, I know some people feel the type of way of him doing the album, but they give that kid, like, that type of coverage on ABC on a white network like that.
Yeah, but that was the point, though. That was the point.
I don't care. I think 50 Cent's a genius, man. I'm with you, bro. TV-wise, he's a genius, man. He's a
genius. Yeah. Totally agree.
And as a matter of fact, just speaking of Pop Smoke, his album came out June 12th. I haven't heard it, checked it out yet.
It got postponed.
Oh, did it get postponed? It got postponed. Yeah. Oh,
that would have made some noise.
Okay.
That would have made some crazy noise.
Hey, 50's he's EP of that album though, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
He'll give him.
Hey, I'm gonna get the one more phone call, y'all, then I'm gonna get up out of here. Calling you live on the Fun Stoop. What's poppin'?
Dad's gonna kill the phone call.
Yes, it's me again.
My name's Karen.
CJP, I just wanted to let him know that profile picture was me, and I started looking even more stressed after I went through everything and still going through. And y'all talking about 50. Never mind. I have something to say and I want to, but I can't say it, but I need to.
What's this now? Hello?
Okay, that profile when he mentioned the Razor House.
Dude.
What? What's going on?
I don't know what's happening. I just let that. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Is that 50 baby mother?
No, that's the same chick from earlier today.
That's right. Yeah, that's a lady.
All I kept hearing was this.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there. She said something about JJP, and then she was saying something about the Razor House.
And she said something about 50.
And then she said something about 50.
I want to say, but
I didn't even hear my name.
Tongue.
I didn't hear my name, man. But from where I'm from, that's called weirdo shit, man. Hang up the phone, bro.
I don't know what I don't know what was going on there. You know what? On that note, I'm out of here. I'm gone, man.
Yo, he said that Cole was gonna ruin the show too. He was gonna say ruin the night.
Go ahead, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for being here, man. Fun show tonight. Make sure you check us out next Wednesday, 9 o'clock. We'll have a lot more stuff to talk about. Every Wednesday, 9 o'clock, man. Make sure you guys check us out. I'm out of here. Be peaceful. And I'm going to be over on NBK in about 10 minutes. So, you can check me there, man. I'm out. Peace.